Drones can discover what normal cameras can't. From Bigfoots running around to creepy women and aliens, we have for you times when drones made terrifying discoveries that no one was supposed to see. Bigfoot. This video was recorded in the United States where a guy was trying out his new drone and flying it here and there to get a good view of the area. And that is when he noticed something weird. Since the drone was high above in the air, the strange thing wasn't as clear. So let us zoom in a bit so you guys can have a better look at the creature that was caught by the drone running around in a very remote area, with no humans or anything around. It is very much possible that the thing which was recorded could be a Bigfoot or something, and the size of the thing shows us that too. Since it ran under the trees before the drone could get any closer, we can't really tell what it looked like.
Hey Tom, guys?
What? Oh my God!
What is that? That's it.
Swinging. Driving late at night can be very creepy, especially when you see a ghost on a swing enjoying its afterlife. And this is exactly what happened to this man who was just driving around when he noticed this eerie human-like being in front of him. It was 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and I don't blame him for being creeped out. I mean, anyone would be.
Oh my goodness. That is,
Dude,
oh my
I think it's about to
gosh.
jump in the water. Are you serious?
A woman. At first, the trail camera captured a scary animal hopping around in the woods. The dog tried catching it, but couldn't, as the animal hopped at a fast speed past the dog. But it wasn't as scary as it gets when another camera nearby captured a woman, or something that looks like a woman walking around in the deep, dark woods. Was it a ghost or was it something else? No one could tell, as when the video reached the camera's owner, there was no sign of anyone being there. While many claimed that it was just a woman in white overalls, the mystery has remained forever as no proof was ever found. A close call. Uploaded on TikTok a few years back, this video of a shark coming so close to a swimmer had everyone in shock.
Oh no, 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 oh my God.
The shark approaches the man, and just before hitting him, it moves away. Now, why did the shark do that? Was it just the man's pure luck, or was there some other reason? According to some people, the shark was after a fish, not the man. And well, still, it was lucky that the man came out unharmed with such a close call with a deadly predator.
Oh no, 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 oh my God.
Someone in the dark. Ever wondered what lies in the dark when you're so busy enjoying the daylight? One man, curious enough, decided to have a look. Under the sewer, he was hearing weird sounds, so he decided to find out what was causing them. As he moved his camera under the sewer, we saw nothing except for the darkness at first. But after a few seconds passed, we saw a scary creature appear on the screen, and the video ended. Maybe he took his camera out, or maybe he got too scared. I guess we will never get to know, with the source of the video remaining unknown.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Creepy woman. This short clip was recorded by a woman who saw someone asking for help when he was going home from work. Being as kind as many of us humans are, he stopped and decided to wait for whoever it was to come near him. As the voice got closer and closer, he knew that the person was running towards him. But as the person actually got really close to him, he realized that it was no normal human being. The woman dressed in black looked as creepy as a ghost. Later, he found out that the woman was actually a runaway from a mental hospital and was a very dangerous patient. Alien. Uploaded on TikTok in 2022, this video can be the ultimate proof of what most of us have been questioning for decades. Aliens, are they real? Do they really try to approach us? Where are they? Well, this is exactly what this video shows us, an alien-like creature standing somewhere near a camera, and it's there for just a second before quickly disappearing into the woods. The cameraman tried to locate it, but it had long gone into the forest with no chance of being seen again. Now, was it real or was it not? We leave the decision up to you. Let us know in the comments below. Ahead. On his regular relaxing walk, this man came across a very scary sight one day. As he was walking past the pond, he sensed that there was something unusual in there. So he took his camera out, took a stick from nearby, and started recording the whole thing. The thing in the pond looked like the head of a human being, and as the guy tried stabbing the head, it turned out to be a doll's or something. Since the video ended there without the man going any closer, we can't be sure whether it was fake or real. Shedding antlers. This video gives us a sight so scary, or maybe it's just nature in its purest form. A 3-year-old bull named Lewis was recorded by a trail camera when he was shedding its antlers. We can see it struggling to get the thing off of it. It might be itching a lot. And don't worry, the shedding of antlers is just a very normal process that happens every once in a while, and the animals do not feel pain when it's happening. A ghost. A man kept hearing weird sounds from the back of his house, and after nights and nights of being scared, he decided to set up a camera and check who it was. To his surprise, the camera recorded this weird creature first sitting on the wall and then jumping into the water.
Oh my God! What is that?
It was late at night, and it would be weird to have a real human do such a thing considering the man lived quite far away from the city. So then what was it? A ghost? Or maybe someone pranking him? Do let us know your thoughts over it. Weird crawling creature. 2 guys decided to fly their drone around the cemetery in hopes of getting some weird, creepy footage, and to their surprise, they actually did catch something. As the drone approached the cemetery and while it was recording, all we see is a weird creature crawling along the graves. It had a white overall, and maybe in a creepy way. It also looked like a human, but in a costume or something. However, considering the place he was in and what he was doing, he did not look like a normal human being at all. Maybe someone with some issues, or maybe a scary non-human creature. I guess we'll never know. Kangaroo fight. The kangaroo, the man, and his dog, at first, all 3 of them appear from the left side of the video from behind the trees. But as they come in front of the camera, we see that the kangaroo is attacking the man with all it has to offer. The man tried to dodge and the man tried to attack, but nothing seemed to work on the big mighty guy who wanted nothing but to fight the human. But after a few minutes, the man is finally able to control the kangaroo and knock him out. According to the man, the kangaroo was actually attacking his dog, and in order to save the doggo, the man had to fight it himself. What a great act of bravery. A witch. This clip was uploaded on TikTok by a man who claimed that he had been seeing this woman dressed in black and white for quite some time. Every time he goes into the woods for a walk, she is there at a distance watching him. This time, he managed to capture it all on the camera. Upon seeing the zoomed-in footage, we can see that the figure looks like a human but in a dress. Maybe it is a creepy stalker who keeps on following the man and his family. However, there's always a chance that it is a ghost too. Russian soldier. We all know about the Russian and Ukrainian conflicts, and this clip right here gives us all a glimpse into what the whole thing would be like. This Russian soldier was recorded by a drone camera, which proceeded to drop a bomb right onto the soldier. But look at the luck of the soldier, or maybe it was his skill that he so effortlessly managed to catch the bomb and then throw it away before it could explode. This clip is both scary and amazing at the same time, considering what could have happened there, but didn't. A suspect. Wildfires are spreading rapidly everywhere, and this video shows us a suspect who was caught by a drone camera and might be responsible for a significant fire that occurred in Italy. At first, we see the man stopping in the middle of the forest, dismounting from his bike and noticing the drone hovering above him. After a minute, the man starts throwing stones at the drone to scare it away, so he can do whatever he came for without anyone knowing. He throws stones at the drone twice before fleeing on his bike, and that's when the camera zooms in on the spot where the man was, and a fire has now ignited. Rake sighting. This happened in July 2023 when some friends went to spend time at an old family house. Little did they know something horrible was going to happen that night. As night approached, they started hearing creepy sounds from around the house, so they decided to investigate the source of the noises. As they were checking everything, one of them happened to capture this on camera, a scary figure entering the house, causing the guy with the camera to run for his life. After a few moments, we see the man in the attic, and the same creature appears there too. The video ends there, so we don't know what happened afterward. Hopefully they are okay. Someone at the door. This girl was home alone, sleeping when she sensed that someone was watching her. As she opened her eyes, what she saw was truly horrifying. A creepy figure was standing at the door of her room. With one hand, the creature held the door handle to prevent it from opening or closing. The creature was there with glowing eyes and was as still as anything could be. God knows how the girl found the courage to record it all, because if it were me, I just couldn't have done that. Another rake. When someone advises you not to enter a specific area because it is dangerous, it is probably for your own safety. However, these little boys could not understand that and had to enter a forbidden area. They hadn't even entered it and were just standing at the door when they heard someone approaching them. Curious with their cameras on, they stood there until the creature actually appeared, scaring them out of their wits. That's when they ran, but perhaps it was too late by then.
Oh, frick!
A scary orb. The man who recorded this clip was out with his friends camping when he noticed a strange light coming from a particular direction. As he moved closer, he saw that the light was not moving at all, just like any of us who would have thought it was a car or something. But the light was coming from deep inside the woods, where there can be no cars or humans. So what was it? A scary creature with glowing eyes, or just an animal?
I can't see it on camera anymore. This way, it is right there.
Scary being. These two guys had to stay late at their office, not knowing what they were about to witness. With one guy facing the camera, the other one saw a black shadow passing quickly behind the first guy. As he told the guy that there was someone, he received doubt in return. However, the guy did move forward to check who it was, but unfortunately, the video ended right there without us knowing who the figure was, and whether they actually managed to catch it or not. Ghost. On a very normal day, we see a man standing beside his car, just standing and doing nothing. Then suddenly, we see a huge cloud of black smoke emerge from the spot where the man is standing and move towards the sky. Was it a ghost, a djinn, or was it just smoke from a vape? But if we look closely, the man does not appear to be using a vape or anything. That means it is nothing normal, but pretty creepy if you consider that it could be a ghost leaving the body of the man. I mean, was he possessed? If not, then what is the mystery behind this one? Mermaid. For years, scientists and researchers have denied the existence of mermaids. But if they are not real, then why do scientists have this in a museum? It is known to be a museum which was discovered by the locals on an island, and later the body was preserved and put on display. The hand, the tail, the skin, and everything does make it look as real as a mermaid could be. Salamander. Uploaded on Instagram with a title that said unknown creature, this clip shows a huge weird creature underwater, half hiding under a rock. As the man puts a fish in front of it, the creature moves forward, takes the quickest bite ever off of that fish, and then moves back to where it was before. As the video hit the internet with millions of views, everyone was there to say that it was a big salamander and nothing else. Black hole. Open a sewer hole, and this is what you might find: a pathway to where Batman lived. The man in this clip happened to come across one such pathway filled with nothing but bats. This is just the tip of what's under it. So, if you ask me, it is better to close that lid and not bother these bats or their boss who might be living under there. Ever.
Oh, it's full of bats!
Weird cloud. Recorded in Turkey in August 2023, this clip shows a strangely shaped cloud in the sky. The cloud was distant from other clouds and had an unusual shape compared to others. Moreover, it also had a slightly different color. All these observations led people to believe that it wasn't just a cloud, but possibly a UFO, given the similarity in shape.
That is a spaceship, y'all.
Many people recorded it on their phones, and the video gained significant attention on the internet. However, nothing has been confirmed regarding its nature. Humanoid. While passing above a bridge, a man thought he saw someone beneath it and assumed they might be stuck or in need of help. In the bushes, what exactly was this creature? It remains a mystery, as it disappeared as soon as the man approached. A strong man. Whoever claimed that superheroes aren't real and superhuman strength is impossible may change their mind after watching this clip. Recorded years ago in China, it shows a man who, thinking no one was watching, effortlessly lifted and moved an entire truck with his bare hands. While authenticity is debatable, the video quality and everything about it suggests that it might be genuine. A scary thing. This man took his kids to play in the woods and was observing them from a distance. When his kids approached him and introduced their new friend,
My son's over there, look! Can you see him?
the camera revealed a strange creature standing behind the trees. The man was so terrified by the sight of this creature that he stopped recording and rushed to ensure his kids' safety.
All right, it's time to go south, Scout.
A brief glimpse of the creature was enough to understand its frightening nature. Chupacabra. In Texas, a trail camera captured an astonishing sight that even researchers found hard to believe. A thin creature resembling a dog, but distinctly different, appeared on camera. While some likened it to coyotes, researchers argued that it did not resemble typical coyotes because of its blue eyes and dark color. The mystery remains, could it be the infamous Chupacabra hidden from human eyes? Crypted. This brief clip was recorded on a trail camera, showing something passing behind the trees. It appeared as a fleeting shadow, lasting only a second. When the video was uploaded to the internet, many people speculated that it might be an animal.
What is that?
However, there was also a strong possibility that it was not an animal, but rather a ghost, inadvertently captured by the camera. Despite various opinions, nothing has been definitively confirmed. Deer fight. Deer are mostly thought of as the most innocent and peace-loving animals. However, there are times when they get into fights too, sometimes deadly, other times just playful. But these deer do get into fights a lot though. For instance, in this clip, we can see two deer fighting each other in a battle-like mood. Even though everything seems fine and under control, the main reason for this fight remains unknown. Maybe they were fighting over territory, or maybe there was another reason. Nonetheless, the fight ended in a minute, and both of them were back to normal quite quickly. An alien-like being. What if you buy some crabs from the market, and when you come home, you see one weird crab among them? This is exactly what happened to this woman when she was trying to fry the crabs. She saw that one of them was as weird as anything could be. With its blue eyes and pale skin color, it looked like an alien's kid or something. She was horrified by the sight, but considering the alien was already dead, she gathered some courage and filmed it to post it on the internet later. Everyone came up with their own theories, but nothing logical ever came. A demon. This family went out for a vacation only to find a demon in the window.
Just don't move, don't say anything.
At first, like others, we thought it must be a picture, as the demon was not moving at all. But as time passed and at the end of the video, the demon moved away from the window.
That's definitely a person.
That's a person.
That's a person.
And that's when it became really scary. What was the demon doing there? Was it just a prank, or was it real? If it was real, did it harm the family or not? These questions, along with many others, were raised as the video gained views. However, nothing but the video was there to get all the answers from, as there was no logic or no answers given by the family. They said they were too scared to even speak about it and did not want to.
You see this thing? You see this, right?
Zombie Parasite. You might have heard about the zombie parasite, the parasite that lives inside insects and spreads so much that it starts controlling the brain of the insect to the point that the insect becomes nothing but a zombie. It moves and flies, but is not alive and is controlled by the parasite. But have you ever thought about what it would be like if the parasite was removed from the insect? This man tried to do it, and what we get to see are threads and threads of the parasite coming out of the body of the insect.
Whoa. Are you kidding me?
It took minutes for the insect to get completely free of the parasite, but unfortunately, the insect had already died by then.
Knock him back down in.
Spiders. Australia is undoubtedly the home to various spider species, but this video takes the spider encounter to a whole new level.
When you go in your daughter's room, she says, "Mom, you've got a bunch of spiders up there."
This entire spider family was spotted residing on the roof of a house, and it wasn't just the small ones. Their sizes were surprisingly substantial, making them even scarier than your typical spiders.
Are you moving out now? Shall we burn the house down?
And if that weren't enough, the video concludes with a glimpse of the largest one among them. I can't fathom how families coexist with these creepy creatures so close to them.
And they're alive.
Personally, I could never do that. A creepy sight. Imagine you're going into the woods on your own, just roaming around having a nice walk, and then you see this scary sight, a head of a woman with long hair and scary features. Now, this is fine until the head starts moving on its own, because that's when you have no idea what is going to happen next. And this is exactly what happened to a man who went into the woods and came across this sight. Some said it was the result of witchcraft, while others believed it was just a prank for Halloween or something. What do you guys think about this one? A terrifying sight. This footage was recorded in the middle of the night in 2008. It was an abandoned location where some teenagers decided to go and check if there were any ghosts there. It was an abandoned house where the boys went in. The doors and everything looked really old, but that's not the scary part. The real creepy part comes when the flashlight is pointed towards a scary crawling creature which comes from inside one of the rooms and sprints straight towards the boys. That is when the boys knew they had messed it up and started running away. When slowed down, you can see how scary the creature looked, and considering the area and the location, it is impossible for a human to be so deep in the darkness and come out in such a creepy way. Ghost in the bedroom. A CCTV footage that was uploaded in February 2022 showed a girl who was sleeping peacefully in her bedroom, but the creepy part is the creature doing weird things by her bedside. It looked like it was trying to do something, though we can't really tell what it is. All we see is the creature moving around, and after a while, the girl who was sleeping before started moving her head in a weird manner too. What was happening there? We're not sure about it, but what we are sure of is that this is no less creepy than anything else. Cemetery round. Although this clip is just 7 seconds long, what it shows is pretty scary. These two policemen went to make a round of the cemetery and look for any illegal activities that could be going on there. However, just a few seconds pass and we hear a terrifying scream from deep inside the cemetery that was so scary that even the policemen thought it would be better to run away than to go much deeper and check it out. A weird creature. A YouTuber and his friend were recording the stunning nature of the woods with a drone when they detected movement behind the trees. They saw that whatever it was, it didn't resemble a human at all and was moving in an odd manner.
What the heck is that? Okay, wait, I'm gonna try to get a little closer.
Try to go closer, yeah. Bro, this is weird. Look how it's moving.
1 second.
They initially believed it to be a coyote. They quickly realized, however, that it wasn't a coyote at all. The object didn't seem too strange when it was removed from the drone and continued to operate as usual. We're still unsure exactly what kind of creature that was, or if it was simply a human wearing a costume. But this drone undoubtedly captured some spooky footage.
I don't know, but it's white.
Oh, there it is. Oh shit, what the hell?
We see how it's moving?
The curious tiger shark. This tiger shark was swimming about in the water when it spotted a person close. The shark tried getting close to the person out of curiosity to see what they were doing, but decided it wouldn't be a smart idea and turned and went back. Now, this amazing video of a curious shark was captured on a drone from several perspectives. I suppose there were numerous drones hovering over the sand. Anyway, we were able to see these incredible videos of sharks acting naturally rather than as the killing machines that we have labeled them as. A tree shake. Now that I'm aware of your lack of belief in Bigfoot or any other fantastical beings, however, I'm sure that watching this drone footage will cause you to doubt your beliefs. These trees were spotted shaking ferociously, as if a large monster were attempting to bring them down. If you're thinking that, you should know that these trees are not tiny ones. It is impossible for a human to shake such large, tall trees in that way. Neither do we observe any large equipment operating there. So, you still don't think that Bigfoot exists? An angry ram. This drone was able to capture a ram at its most enraged when it disturbed the animal's tranquility. In fact, during the entire process of obtaining this amazing footage for us, the drone was injured. On a high mountain, the animal was happily eating plants when a drone began buzzing extremely close by. It attempted to warn the drone, but it was ineffective. Thus, the ram was forced to remove the bothersome object, and it doesn't stop there. After then, the drone's owner went to retrieve his item, and our ram did not enjoy that either. So no, neither the drone nor the owner had a good outcome. Chernobyl. This video is for you if you've ever wondered what happens to the places when disaster strikes. Everyone is aware of the Chernobyl catastrophe and how it was the first of its kind. What happened to the city, though? As you can see, even without people to live there, the city still exists. The structures, parks, schools, and apartment buildings are all still there. They may not be as hazardous as they once were, but they are just as lifeless as they have always been. A Cornfield Clown. A man was trying to take a picture of his town's captivating fields when he unintentionally came across something. A spooky clown was standing between the cornfield and the drone, staring at it dead. But as soon as the man brought his drone close to the clown, the latter began to flee and immediately entered the pitch-black woodland. And it was enough to make the guy afraid as well, so he decided it would be best to just retrieve his drone and securely return home. Kennock Chase. Kennock Chase, situated in the United Kingdom, holds the reputation of being the most haunted town, boasting numerous accounts of paranormal incidents over the years. Skepticism prevailed among the populace until a particular video surfaced on the internet. The video was captured by a drone, which unexpectedly recorded the image of a girl clad in a white dress amidst the forest. However, those operating the drone initially harbored doubts about this surreal sight and chose to descend for a closer inspection. It was then that they made a chilling discovery. The girl had pitch-black eyes and was dressed in a school uniform. This eerie footage sent shivers down the spines of countless individuals online, particularly those residing in the vicinity where the video was shot. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content.
Oh.
Let's embark on a journey to the dangerous world of the animal kingdom, where the phrase survival of the fittest truly applies. We explore the most dramatic, intriguing, and lethal interactions between wild animals today. Prepare to be amazed by the sheer force of nature, its never-ending wrath, and its incredible survival tactics as you witness everything from the violent conflicts found deep in the thick forest to the freezing tundras of the Arctic. Roland, largest sea elephant. It is a video of the largest sea elephant, Roland, from 1931. The man in the video pats Roland very politely. Roland keeps his head out of the water as the man feeds him food, which is most likely to be a fish. The man moves Roland to another location. Roland gets into the water and swims for a little while. The man calls him out to feed him. Roland gets out of the water and stands with the man in the video. He feeds him and pats him on his face very gently. Roland gets to the ground and makes some noise. Survival of the swiftest. Buckle up your seatbelts because you'll witness one of the most daunting encounters between a wild beast and its alleged prey. The video began with a leopard tightrope walking over a tall tree in the forest. The leopard seemed confused and a bit scared as the mighty beast was surrounded by a group of wild pigs waiting to attack him. The pigs kept circling around the sheltered tree, hoping for the tiger to stroll down into their trap. You would not believe it, but the predator did crawl down, not to get himself attacked, but to pick his dinner among the litter of pigs. The young piglet was caught in no time and was carried all the way to the top of the tree, leaving no time to spare for the pigs to even fight back. Chimpanzee last moments. The camera caught something mysterious and heart-touching. It was a very affecting video. It was a scene of a chimpanzee that was on her last breaths. It was a very sad moment taped by the camera. The chimpanzee was reuniting with its caretaker. The chimp was lying and its caretaker was rubbing its back. It seemed like that he was loving the chimp. He also gives the chimp to eat something. It was lying by closing its eyes. It suddenly opens its eyes to see its caretaker. Both the chimp and the caretaker were sad about it. The air was truly filled with sorrow and misery. The chimp was trying to hold close the man, it also rubbing its hand on the caretaker. Touching his face and holding the hand of caretaker seemed like that it was very sad on leaving him. It was a very deep, heart-touching misery mystery. The atmosphere was held up with sorrow. The man was also sad about it. It made all the people sad and utterly worried after seeing this. Adorable danger. Sometimes animals can give you a hard time, and peaceful situations can take the worst turns. A similar video is circulating over the internet in which a woman was sitting comfortably at her front door porch when a group of cute raccoons came wandering down her alley. Raccoons are generally considered adorable and almost harmless. Yes, almost harmless. They started sniffing around the woman, mesmerized by their innocence. The woman began taking pictures of them. Soon, the woman got comfortable with these wild raccoons and started gesturing one of them towards herself. And at this point, things got out of control when the raccoon bit her finger, forcing her to drop everything and run inside her home. That's why it is advised, guys, not to get close to these wild animals, as you can catch rabies if you aren't vaccinated.
No! Oh my god! Okay.
Peculiar sights.
Yo, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Have you ever thought about renovating your house? Renovation might give your home an upgrade, but are you aware of underlying mysteries and dangers hidden behind the closed cemented walls, dilapidated leaking rooftops, and your basement could be a perfect place for such unwanted creatures? A similar incident took place when a reconstruction guy found something peculiar, almost out of this world while renovating a house. The video began with a man recording the hidden area lying underneath the rooftop. It was an old, worn-out place, as if it hadn't been in use for a long time. And to our astonishment, 2 unknown guests had captured this place all by themselves. These creatures looked like an owl by face, but their 4 limbs had something else to say. These creatures looked like aliens, unlike anything from the real world. However, the mystery lies in whether this discovery of such eerie creatures was real or another fake publicity stunt.
Yo, look at that. What is that?
Leopards Feast. Let us dive into the daring encounters of wildlife where anything can be preyed upon within a period. In one similar instance, a leopard was seen attacking an animal close to its own size. The leopard made no mistake hunting down a giant animal. It struck an adult capybara from behind the bushes, grasped it tightly by its sharp-pointed canines, and kept attacking him until the poor soul was lifeless. The capybara did try to fight off this vicious beast, but in the end, one had to be prey to someone, and it was Leopard's day to feast on this poor creature. Woodpecker and Hot Waters. Remember guys, on your bad days, even the things you're good at might give you a headache and can lead you into hot waters. In this video, a bird can be seen stuck in the tree by its beak. And you know what's surprising? This is no ordinary bird. It's the famous woodpecker who somehow got its beak plunged forcefully into the tree's bark. Woodpeckers are famous for drilling holes inside the bark of the tree with their incredible poking ability with their beak. But this poor soul might be going through a tough day. However, in no time, the bird was saved by a man. And then it flew away to poke some other trees. Man vs. Jaws. We have another thrilling video about these wild encounters, so you know that it is life-threatening to disturb these savage predators, as things could get sour very quickly. In this thrilling video, a man can be seen waddling the tail of an enormous crocodile. I don't know how he managed to go even near that ominous predator, let alone manhandling that giant tail. The fearless man didn't stop there. He patted that vicious crocodile who could have swallowed the man in a single bite. A similar thing happened when the man started patting his back. The crocodile shifted his head, opened his mouth wide apart, and attacked the man. Luckily, the man managed to escape from the nerve-wracking situation. Slippery escape. Snakes are known to be one of the swiftest land dwellers who slither towards their prey in the blinking of the eye. Though it's easy to catch a snake if you're a pro and follow your guidelines. Sometimes even the tiniest snakes can give you a tough time. In this video, a man wrapped a collar around a small snake. The collar was made of wire to catch the snake. As the man tried to cover the trap around its neck, it disappeared into thin air, freeing himself from the shackles of wildlife hunters. Shooting star. Let me take you guys on a cool celestial journey under the starry night where dreams become reality and the heavenly bodies hug the earth at its horizon. This spectacular phenomenon was caught on camera at 11:57 p.m. when a shining and glazing streak occurred over the sky. It was not an ordinary shooting star, as the lightning streak it made was so bright, almost like a firework. This beautiful sight was witnessed over Mount Waverly on a quiet night filled with darkness. This awe-inspiring sight of a meteor swimming gradually across the vast black sky, leaving behind its enormous fireworks, was enough to be completely mesmerized by these stellar objects. Wild encounter at Sea Park. Would you ever let your child go near a wild sea animal without proper caution and care? The answer should be no, as these fantastic creatures take no time to harm you and your children and can leave you with irreparable damage. The video presented a scene of an alleged sea-themed park having various shows and sea animals. In the video, a sea seal can be seen performing gestures while a man tries to mount his daughter on the seal's back. Everything seemed normal, a cute picture day for the little one. But soon, things took a vicious turn. The seal suddenly snapped back at the poor child, frightening her for the rest of her life. Though the parents were quick enough to pull back their child, this video provides evidence for the untamed nature of these animals, and they can be harmful if left unobserved. Polar bear in the wild. Imagine yourself going for a camping venture with your friends deep in the thick mountainous regions surrounded by a sky-high forest, only to meet a snowy beast for your welcome. A scary event, isn't it? The video showed a spectacular sight of this daunting creature, a polar bear. Draped in all-white fur moving briskly through the woods, the bear had a colossal statue, with its pointed paws leaving behind the imprints of his existence. It is quite a rare sight to witness polar bears or grizzly bears in the mountains, as they keep themselves hidden far from human company. But sometimes they do make appearances. Polar bears are fierce and very dangerous, but simultaneously they are a beautiful and rare sight. Camel's prickly palate. Have you ever wondered how camels eat prickly desert vegetation without getting sore mouths? It's all because of their incredibly hard palate. You know, camels have this peculiar feature that serves as a shield of protection at the top of their mouths. They can chew their food entirely without facing the risk of getting hurt because of their hard palate. Think of it as their lips' natural armor. Therefore, these hardy animals can consume harsh, thorny plants in the desert with ease and effectiveness. Camels have several exciting adaptations that help them survive in the harsh desert. This is only one of them. It's impressive how well nature equips its species for survival. A giant floating balloon.
That is a big animal.
Well, I was asking for an octopus.
Yeah.
You might have seen many octopuses floating across the ocean, spreading their tentacles around, but have you ever witnessed them performing tricks with their tentacles? One such spectacular video surfaced over the internet, capturing the beauty of a giant octopus at the very depth of the ocean. In the video, an unusual kind of octopus made its appearance. The octopus had an orange-colored body with long iridescent tentacles that were swaying freely in the ocean. The octopus was creating amazing patterns with tentacles, wrapping them around its body, stretching them across their length almost like a floating balloon with a giant head dancing in the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, he seems a little...
That's fantastic.
Unnerved.
I wish we could see the other end.
Oh my gosh.
Jungle Bridge surprise. Walking through the mountains is a fun sport, but it can become even more exciting and dangerous if the forest residents come to welcome you. The video began with a family walking through a swinging bridge deep in the forest. They had their children along with them through this dangerous trail. Little did they know that this bridge was a swinging rope for the monkeys of this forest, and soon they were welcomed by a giant orangutan swinging through the rope bridge, passing like a gymnast from above their heads, adding more thrill to an already daunting journey.
Duck! Oh my goodness!
Nature's power play. Behold the cruel and captivating nature of the animal kingdom. Witness a fierce encounter where a baby bear is attacked out of nowhere by another bear, leaving it vulnerable and clueless. This is a stark reminder of the brutal and unrelenting realities of nature. But what's equally intriguing is the appearance of a third bear watching the conflict from a distance. Whether a member of the same bear community or simply a bystander, the spectator observes the mighty power play with keen interest. It's a stark reminder of the circle of life, where harsh natural forces and survival instincts collide with brutal force and leave us unsettled.
Coming onto that territory. Oh no. Oh, he's killing.
The Tasmanian tiger. Have you seen the widely circulated colorized footage of the Tasmanian tiger? It's crazy. The thylacine, popularly known as the Tasmanian tiger, was declared extinct in 1936. But this film revives the species in a way that has never been seen colorized before. The thylacine can be seen in the video walking around a cage while showing its striped coat and strong jaw. It is much more intriguing due to the colorization, which highlights the animal's inherent beauty. Though it is painful to consider that we have lost such a magnificent animal, it also serves as a reminder of how technology may be used to bring the past to life. Haunted jaguar. The camera caught a very mysterious and haunted sight. The air was truly filled with enigma and uneasiness. The camera picked up the appearance of the jaguar in a river. There was a little part of dry area in the river where this haunted jaguar was standing. It was a very peculiar sight that happened here. This haunted jaguar was so wild that it seemed like it was standing here in search of the haunting. It was so wild, having black spots on all of its body. The peculiar sight is that there was also a crocodile near the jaguar. The jaguar suddenly caught the crocodile. It was yearning with the pain. It also tried to escape from the jaguar, but it caught the crocodile firmly. It dragged away the crocodile by passing from the sea. It grabbed it from its neck so its mouth was opened utterly. It was a very cryptic scene. At least the cruel jaguar dragged the crocodile to the dry land. Then, it tightly bites the crocodile's neck by its sharp teeth, and after a while, the crocodile was killed by the jaguar. It was a very haunted and eerie scene. This was a deep and great mystery that was captured by the camera in that river. Speedy Cheetah. The camera had captured a mysterious sight. It was a cherished fact of nature. This was a scene of a cheetah that was so fast and speedy. It was known as the world's fastest land animal. Their claws work rather like studs on football boots for extra grip when sprinting, while their long tail acts as a rudder that helps them make sharp turns while chasing the prey. In this video, the camera recorded the appearance of the cheetah that was so fast it was looking for its prey that was a deer. It had a look on deer. The cheetah was run fast before the deer. Then the deer ran to escape its life. The cheetah ran so fast it'd make a turn to caught it. The deer breath grew heavy and its legs began to ache. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was a deep, suspicious mystery about the cheetah. It was not still revealed what happened with the anxious deer. Mysterious cage. The camera caught something very enigmatic and mysterious. The atmosphere was filled with uneasiness and fear. It was a scene of a man in a deep sea. It was in a glass cage. It dives into the sea to explore sea life. It was in the middle of the sea. The man was in the cage wearing a diving suit. Suddenly, a big shark appeared. It was hitting on the cage with heavy strength. The cage was juddering and the sea waves were forming. After a while, the glass cage was broken by a shark's head. It was a very menacing and cryptic scene. The man was toppled in the sea. He was very anxious and frightened. It swims very fast to save his life. It struggles to swim very fast. The shark was moved before the man. It was a deep and dangerous mystery taped by the camera. It was still not found out what happened to the man next. This was not revealed yet. Cryptic Gorilla. The camera had recorded a mysterious and chary act. The atmosphere was filled with amaze. It was a scene of some gorillas that were present in the farms. They were grazing. There were also 2 gorilla babies. On one side, one gorilla that was standing with its baby. The baby climbed up its back, and then mother gorilla and baby was walking away. Suddenly, another gorilla that was present here attacks the mother gorilla. It attacks the mother gorilla for no reason. They started fighting with each other. They rolled up on each other. Then, after a while, a big gorilla came here and stopped their fight. It stopped their fight by catching up the gorilla. The baby and mother gorilla were moved from there. It was a deep mystery how that responsible gorilla stopped the fight between its mates. It was really astonishing. Paranormal Crocodile. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere is filled with mystery and enigma. In a river, there was a tree that had fallen here. There was an alligator that was practicing its death roll. Death roll basically was a technique where they rapidly spin their bodies while holding on to prey. This was a very weird and creepy scene. This rotational movement helped that crocodile to cut up and tear apart the prey by exerting tremendous forces like that, usually of a large prey. The death roll was believed to be effective for the crocodile to consume their prey. It was actually a rapid rotation of the longitudinal axis of the body. This scene gave uneasy vibes to the operator. The crocodile was looking very mysterious and cryptic. It was the deepest mystery ever. Everyone had a look on this crocodile which made everyone suspicious and eerie. Silent animal attacks revealed. In the wild, there are hidden stories of animals surviving in mysterious ways. There was a video that showed these secret battles of nature. It was a bit scary and revealed how animals quietly attack others to stay alive. The video had different parts, each showing a different way animals hunt quietly and without warning. Animals like deer, tigers, zebras, and even cats were featured. In one part, a deer was drinking from a calm river, but a sneaky crocodile was there underwater waiting patiently. Suddenly, it appeared and grabbed the deer, showing how nature can be cruel. In another part, a tiger stalked a zebra silently. The normal sounds of the wild were hushed as the tiger pounced on its prey, teaching us how fast and quiet these attacks can be. Even small cats were not spared from this video. It showed how they can be secretly aggressive, proving that even cute pets have wild instincts. This video is not for those easily scared. It gave a glimpse into the hidden side of nature where life and death are always close. It's a place where quietness often means danger, and the line between the hunter and the hunted can be very blurry. In this mysterious world, survival is all that matters. Lightning frog. Once upon a time, in the land of everyday life where things are usually quite ordinary, something strange happened. A camera recorded something mysterious that left people really confused and amazed. The video started by showing a regular door, like the ones we see every day. But as the camera moved down, it revealed a frog. This was no normal frog. Its body, which is usually green and brown, was shining brightly. It looked like it had swallowed something very unusual, making its body light up. People had all sorts of ideas about why this frog was so strange. Some thought it had eaten something weird, while others wondered if it was born this way. But no one had a definite answer. The video of this glowing frog spread all over the internet, and it made everyone curious. Some believed it was a spectral sign from nature, a reminder that there's still magic in our world. Others were just amazed at how beautiful and strange this frog was, but the frog story remained a mystery. No one knew where it came from or why it looked like that. So the glowing frog became a legend, a mystery that reminds us that in our everyday lives, there can still be extraordinary things that surprise and brighten our days. Eagle's smooth river attack. The video showed a beautiful eagle. It flew smoothly in the clear daytime sky above a river, surrounded by forests and mountains. The eagle landed in the river, grabbed a fish, and continued to fly. This moment was a mix of nature's beauty and the reality of how animals hunt for food. The eagle's flight were easy to watch. It glided through the sky effortlessly with its wide wings. As it got closer to the river, you could feel the excitement. It dived quickly, grabbed a shiny fish with its sharp claws, and showed us the circle of life. How animals need to catch prey to survive. This video reminded us that in nature, life and death are connected. The eagle's smooth attack was like a perfect dance of survival. It showed us the incredible world of nature. This moment when the eagle caught the fish made us appreciate how skilled and mysterious animals can be in the wild. It's a simple but powerful reminder of the wonders of the natural world. Mysterious monkey teasing scene. In the daytime, a camera showed a strange picture. It looked like a zoo. Inside there were black monkeys with dark fur. They had mysterious eyes. A girl stood by the rusty cage of these monkeys. She seemed both interesting and a bit scary. She thought she was the boss of this unusual place. Her fingers teased the air, making the crowd watching her impatient. But trying to solve the secrets of the universe was a mistake. One of the monkeys got very angry. It grabbed the girl's hair quickly and tried to harm her. People standing around were shocked and scared. They realized that maybe humans shouldn't interfere with the hidden powers of the animal world. Quickly, they saved the girl from the monkey's grip. Her hair was messy and she was trembling, but she didn't seem to learn from her mistake. Once free, she went back to teasing the monkey. The black monkeys, however, didn't forget her actions. They both grabbed her hair even harder this time. It was like a strange dance of teasing and payback, a mysterious story of human curiosity and the secrets of all living beings. So, the camera captured a strange moment, where the mysteries of nature mixed with human foolishness, forever written in the story of the unknown. Mysterious lemurs in woods. In a calm forest with sunlight passing through the leaves, the camera saw something strange out of nowhere. Strange animals appeared. They looked like lemurs, but not the cute ones you'd expect. Each lemur was a mom carrying her babies on her back. They moved in a weird and graceful way, almost like a mysterious dance. What made them really strange were their creepy looks. They had bodies that were a mix of monkeys and lemurs. Their long, flexible arms and legs helped them move in a strange way through the woods. Their eyes were big and really spooky, like something from a scary dream. The peaceful forest suddenly felt tense. People watching wondered if these creatures meant harm or if they were just a unique part of the forest. As the camera kept recording, it left everyone with more questions than answers. These strange lemurs with their eerie appearance and strange movements were a big mystery. Nobody knew they could be dangerous or what secrets they held in the heart of the woods. Crocodile versus turtle. In a quiet, hidden place in the wild, a camera saw something strange. It was daytime and the landscape looked empty, like a painting made by fate. There by the water was a legendary creature, a crocodile with dark, hidden intentions in its eyes. In its mouth it held something unusual, a turtle with tough, ancient covering. The video showed a fight for survival, the crocodile's strong mouth holding onto the turtle's hard shell. It was a fight as old as the river, the never-ending struggle to stay alive under the hot sun. But something surprising happened. The turtle, strong-willed and tough, used its sturdy shell to its advantage. The turtle escaped from the crocodile's jaws. Free at last, the turtle started moving towards the river, heading for safety. This wasn't an ordinary battle. It was a sign of life's strength and the endless mysteries that make up our world. In the end, as the camera stayed on the mysterious scene, the true story of nature's hidden drama remained a secret. Mysterious Zoo Anteater enigma. In a hidden place like a secret world, a camera recorded something strange. It was like a zoo, but not like any zoo we know. This video showed a big anteater. It looked like it belonged there in that special place. In the video, it seemed like the anteater was eating something. But when you first looked at it, you might think its front leg was the face of another animal. It was puzzling and made people wonder what they were seeing. At first, you couldn't tell what creature it really was, but if you watched closely, you figured it out. The creature was actually an anteater, and its front leg was playing tricks with your eyes. It was a very strange video that kept you guessing. This video revealed mysteries in a hidden zoo, and it made people feel amazed. It showed how nature can be tricky and how we can be fooled by appearances. When it ended, it left us feeling fascinated and wondering about the secrets of our world. Mysterious rescue. In a cold, snowy place, two big bucks were stuck because their antlers got locked together. They tried really hard to get free. It was like they were doing a strange, dangerous dance in the frozen quiet. Then a person who takes care of the park showed up. Maybe the play between the bucks called him. He wore warm clothes and looked serious. He had a powerful tool with him, a gun. It made the story feel even more interesting and strange. This person moved slowly towards the bucks, careful not to scare them. He pointed his gun very carefully. Then there was a loud noise. It felt like time stopped. The noise echoed through the cold air. The surprise came next. The shot from the gun did something amazing. It cut the buck's antlers and they were free. The thing that trapped them was gone in a flash. The camera caught this special moment. The bucks, now free, jumped away like they just woke up from a dream. They ran deep into the snowy woods, happy and safe.
Unbelievable. Good shot.
This whole story was like a mix of nature's magic and human help. It will be remembered as a very mysterious and special moment. It showed that even in the wild, where everything is quiet and covered in snow, life and freedom are very precious, just like a delicate winter flower. Lion defended lioness. In the wilderness of a jungle, a herd of Cape buffaloes in all their glory and strength can be seen marching towards two lonely savages of the jungle. These two predators seemed lost as they were sauntering alone in these vast fields. Suddenly, the herd of mighty buffaloes started running towards the lions. But in an attempt to protect his partner, the lioness, he stood tall in front of these giant bulls and confronted them with all his force and strength. He carried on in the fierce battle with the utmost power and courage, defying all odds in order to protect his lioness, who wasn't harmed at all. In short, the lion successfully escaped this terror trap and marched away with his lioness. However, unfortunately, the herd of buffaloes can still be seen following the two animals. Cryptid alligator. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was really a fearable sight. It made everyone uneasy. This was a peculiar scene that had never happened before. The camera tape shows the appearance of an eerie alligator. It was kept in a cage in the zoo. Suddenly, the creepiest scene happened. The alligators attacked the zoo handler near it. It caught the man firmly by his hand. It pulled the zoo handler into the cage. This scene makes everyone anxious. The alligator caught the hand of a man very tightly. It was not leaving him. The man was trying to escape from the alligator's sharp teeth, but it was not leaving the man. The man in severe fear. Suddenly, another man jumped into the cage. It was actually a visitor here in the zoo. He left the man from the crocodile by lying on the alligator's back. The alligator was very curious and decrypted. The man hardly escaped the zoo handler. The crocodile was trying to kill the man, but it failed. It frightened all the people nearby, and then the man that rescued the zoo handler came out of the cage. The environment was fearable. Polar bear. The camera caught a mysterious sight. It happened at the North Pole. It was a very rare scene of a polar bear. There was snow freezing here and there on land. All the nature things were severely freeze, like trees, lakes, and roads. As the global temperature heats up, the snow ice is thinning by the day. The polar was moving smoothly from the snow ice. It was a white-colored polar bear. It was moving like it was crawling over the snow. Seemed like that it was enjoying the icing snow. This was a very wonderful scene. It makes the environment uneasy. This thinning of ice taught new ways to the polar bear that was looking so charming. This polar bear was enjoying the icing snow here so keenly. The air was filled with the pleasure and charm of the effects of nature. It was a deep mystery ever. It makes all the viewers and operators astonished and amazed. The polar bear was so amazing. It was a deep mystery that camera has taped that had never seen before. Hand feeding of shark. The camera picked up a cryptic sight. It was also very mysterious. That was recorded in the middle of the sea. Anyhow, there was a very peculiar sight that happened to some people that were on the ship. They were feeding the big monstrous shark by a fish. One of the men on the ship holding a fish in his hands. A big, huge shark came up from the depth of the sea. It was looking very dangerous and creepiest. It also had big sharp teeth. It was jumping to eat the fish and hitting with the ship. The ship was shaking severely. However, the man holding a fish in his hand fed the big shark by putting the fish tail on the shark's mouth. It was eating the fish in a very cryptic way. The atmosphere was filled with fear. Suddenly, they pulled the fish up and saw that this dangerous shark ate the half fish. It was a deep, eerie mystery. The people on fish were so brave. The man fed the cryptic shark with his own hand, taking a bad risk. Terrifying praying mantis. It shows a bee and a praying mantis on a white wall that is white. The praying mantis has captured the bee tightly in its grip. The honeybee tries to escape the praying mantis but fails to do so. The praying mantis has a very firm grip on the bee, as it can be seen in the video. Some of the legs of the bee break due to its fight with the praying mantis. It shows how terrifying a praying mantis can be when it comes to capturing its food. The praying mantis holds the bee with both of his hands in a tight and firm grip and starts eating it from the middle. The bee tries its best till the end to escape, but does not succeed. The python snake attacking a deer. The video seems to have been shot on a highway where on the side of the road a python snake has captured a deer. The python has wrapped its body all around the deer with all its force. People try to save the deer from the python. They take a large branch from the tree and hit the python from a distance. They hit the python a few times until it lost its grip on the deer. The deer also tries to escape as the people hit the python. At last, raccoons attack the woman as they leave. The video shows that the raccoons get into the woman's house through the window. There were 3 of them. One is standing in the window and the other 2 are inside her house. The raccoon standing on the window tries to help his friends to climb up the window, but it seems to be terrified a little bit.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Whoop.
The girl raises the curtains so that the raccoons find it easy to escape. The raccoons think that she might hurt them, so they bite her.
Come on.
The second raccoon climbs out the window after a while of trying, while the third one is still inside her house. She helps it escape when she tries to close her window. One of the raccoons bite her. She realizes she made a mistake and gets away from the window.
No, go on! Go!
This is how best friends are created. The video is shot in a forest. We can see a monkey and a large lizard and birds at the back. The monkey jumps here and there and holds the lizard's tail and enjoys it while irritating it. The lizard runs from the monkey, but is unsuccessful. The monkey follows the lizard as it moves forward. This video is also related to how best friends are made. One of them is an introvert while the other one is an extrovert. This is a very common example of best friends, as one of the friends is loud while the other is not. Cryptic bear? In a zoo in China, something extraordinary happened that left everyone astonished. Imagine a bear, big and brown, usually seen on all fours, but this time, it stood up tall on its hind legs. This bear was enormous, nearly as close as your neighbor, and it peered out at the crowd through the safety grill. People from all around gathered, their eyes wide with amazement. This was no ordinary bear. It was special, a mystery never seen before. The excitement was palpable, as if a secret of nature had been revealed. Everyone held their breath, trying to take in this wondrous sight. The bear's eyes seemed to sparkle with curiosity as it survived the amazed onlookers. It was as if it wanted to share this moment with all who had come to witness its extraordinary feat. The zoo became a place of wonder, a memory etched in the hearts of those fortunate enough to be there. This event will be talked about for years to come, a story of a bear that stood tall and captured the hearts of all who beheld it. It was a day when the ordinary turned into something truly extraordinary, a day that will forever live in the memory of those who were lucky enough to witness it. Gorilla cycling. The camera had captured a scarce sight. It was also very mysterious. Beside the camera, the atmosphere was filled with enigma and suspense. It made all the viewers curious. The camera tapped the appearance of the giant gorilla. It was doing a mysterious act. It was cycling on a bicycle. That was so peculiar that the gorilla was on the bicycle. It was amazing and a little bit funny. It was riding the bicycle and totally engaged in it deeply. It was so fun for it. There was also one other gorilla that was seeing its mate on riding. Suddenly, this gorilla fell down from the bicycle. It fell down on the ground and made the gorilla upset. Then it do a particular act. It threw away this bicycle away on which it takes a ride. It was a very funny and also disappointed scene for the gorilla. It was the deepest mystery ever found. It was never seen before. No one had seen the gorilla on a bicycle before. It was astonished for all. The gorilla on the bicycle looked very funny, and it was keenly enjoying its ride, but soon it was interrupted. Cryptic mystery. The camera in Russia recorded a mysterious and cryptic act. It made everyone terrified and curious. The air was truly filled with enigma and many questions. In the middle of Russia, a mystery happened with the river. In a horrifying incident, a river in Russia had turned beetroot red. It happened after a major incident of contamination by a mystery pollutant. It was not known about this pollutant. The river was turned into beetroot red. It was a peculiar sight. The ducks refused to swim in that contaminated toxic water. It was looking very cryptic and eerie. Everyone was trying to find out what contamination was the cause of this decolorization. All the people were curious and suspicious about it. It was a deep mystery. I still haven't found out what had happened. It was an eerie mystery which was still unknown. All the people were refusing to swim in this toxic water. They were severely anxious about it. Mysterious Florida beach transformation. In Florida, a strange video appeared that made people wonder. It showed a man from Florida, but we didn't know who he was. He did something strange at the beach that caught everyone's attention. This guy used the sand as his canvas and started digging a not-so-obvious trench on the lovely Florida beach. At first, it looked really interesting. Imagine the sun painting the sky with pretty colors, and people watching this mysterious man working hard in the sand. People were laughing and having fun as they watched. They couldn't resist being curious about what this mysterious digger was creating. Some even decided to go into the water he was making, thinking it was just a fun dream. But here's where things got really surprising. As the man kept digging, the water changed. It went from a gentle flow to a strong current. The peaceful trench turned into a rough river. Waves that were far away suddenly crashed all around, and the fun turned into difficulty. Out of nowhere, the police arrived. They too were a bit mysterious. People wondered if they were there to help, to scold, or just to see this strange transformation. This mysterious video reminds us that life can be full of unexpected surprises. It shows that there are mysteries hiding in everyday things, and sometimes we just have to look a little deeper to find them. Mysterious grizzly bear encounter. One sunny day, something mysterious happened. A man was in his car, and he had a secret plan. He wanted to give food to a huge grizzly bear, a wild animal that doesn't follow our rules. The man hidden in the car's shadow seemed to be looking for adventure, or maybe just having fun. He reached out of the car's window with something for the bear. Then something shocking occurred. The grizzly bear with its wide jaws acted swiftly. It grabbed the offering with incredible precision. This was scary for the man, and he was full of fear and excitement. It felt like a life and death moment. The bear was so close it could have swallowed not just the food, but the whole hand. In a moment that seemed to last forever, the man's survival instincts kicked in. He started the car and sped away, narrowly escaping the bear's grasp. The video left everyone with questions. What made the man do such a daring thing with a wild animal? Was it bravery, a desire for adventure, or something we can't understand? This strange event happening in the bright light of day is a puzzle. It reminds us that mysteries exist in the wild just beyond our safe everyday world. These mysteries can be thrilling, but they might never be fully explained. Mysterious sea creature. On a sunny day, a strange thing from the deep sea showed up in a video. A person who was swimming at a peaceful beach found it. This thing was really odd. It looked like a huge worm. It clung to the person's hand and moved in a mysterious way. It made people question what it could be. No one knew for sure. It remains a big mystery. People saw the video online and talked about it. They had lots of ideas about what this strange creature might be. Some thought it could be a long, snake-like sea creature from the deep ocean. Others wondered if it was a creature that had been around for a very long time. Maybe even from the time of the extinct creatures. Some even thought it might be something from another world. But even with all these ideas, nobody really knew the truth. Experts and regular people couldn't figure it out. They couldn't find any answers in books or from scientists. This creature didn't fit into any category. It was just a big mystery. This mysterious sea creature left everyone with questions, and those questions spread far and wide. It reminded us that our world still holds many secrets, things we don't understand. Some mysteries may never have easy answers, and that's what keeps us curious and makes the world an intriguing place. Mystical owl's bubble flight. The video showed a mysterious scene. It looked like a strange documentary showing something very unusual. The star of this mysterious video was an owl, a bird that comes out at night. The owl was flying through a strange place filled with shiny bubbles. It looked like a magical world. The owl moved gracefully through these bubbles like a dancer. When the owl flapped its wings, it created a beautiful show with the bubbles. Scientists gathered to watch it. They weren't just watching an owl fly, they were learning the secrets of how things fly. It was as if the owl had the answers to the most important questions about how flight works. Mysterious bird and worm. In a quiet place, a camera saw something interesting. There was a young bird. Its dark eyes showed it was very hungry. The main character in the story was a small worm on the ground. It was just moving along, not knowing that the bird was watching. The worm was living its own life, trying to find its way. But the bird had no one to teach it how to eat. The scene was mysterious because the bird and the worm were like actors in a secret play. The bird wanted to eat, and the worm wanted to stay alive. The bird's mother was missing, and that made the bird's struggle even sadder. The little bird had to figure things out on its own, which was hard. In the quiet place, the bird and the worm showed a mysterious picture of life's struggles. They taught us about wanting to live and how nature can be puzzling. The forest had many secrets, and this was just one of them. When the camera took this picture, it made us think about the mysteries of nature. It asked us to wonder about the hidden stories in the wild. Lion and crocodile fight for meat. This video shows a crocodile and a lion fighting for the meat in the forest. The video is shot from a drone. The lion holds one end of the meat from its mouth tightly while the crocodile holds the other end with its mouth. Both of them try their best to take the whole meat for themselves. It seems like the crocodile has a more tight hold on the meat than the lion. The crocodile rolls over while the lion loses its grip on the meat. The crocodile stays still while the lion tries its best to take the whole meat to himself. The crocodile does not move and keeps on holding the meat with its mouth. Neighbors. This video shows two fishes in a fish tank. One of them throws sand on the other fish, which starts a competition between them. The fish on the right starts throwing the sand on the face of the other. When the fish on the left side does the same, fish on the right side gets stunned for a little while and starts it again. Thinking of it as revenge from the fish on the other side. Both of the fishes throw sand at each other, taking turns. This video is a reference to how two true neighbors treat each other. What would you do? A man who seems to be a forest photographer is sitting in the front of his car holding his camera, looking to his left. The video shows that one of his friends on the other side tells him to look at his right side. When he turns his face around to see what it is, he sees a tiger right next to him staring at him. He gets scared and does not know what to do. He stares back at the tiger, scared. He holds his camera more tightly, being scared, as he is alone in this situation. Not knowing what else to do to save his life. He sits there terrified. Orca attacking seals. This video shows how an orca is attacking seals on the seashore. Orca is also called a killer whale, as it is very dangerous and harmful. The orca attacks the seals very brutally. It comes with a very high speed, not letting the seals know, and gets on top of the seals, harming them with all its pressure and force. It gets back after hurting the seals. It comes to the end of the seashore to hurt the seals and then goes back into the water. Mooses are huge. This video shows how big and huge mooses are. The man making the video is hiding in the trees in the forest to make the video of the moose. The moose comes slowly forward and we can see how huge it is. The moose is black in color and has a huge body. You can see its legs are very big. The moose's antlers are beautiful and at the same time very big. The moose moves forward and you can see that the moose does not have a tail. It also tells us how moose can navigate through the forest very easily. Rules of the jungle. In a forest, a lion and a llama are fighting. The lion holds the llama from its neck and the llama shakes the lion off of him. While they fight, it seems that the llama has the upper hand as the lion cannot get a full grip of the llama's neck. The llama tries its best not to let the lion win. They both fight for a while. The llama shakes the lion a lot, but even the lion does not let the llama go. At the end, it shows that probably the lion won and the llama's lost. But the llama tries best not to get defeated and fights till the end. Japan's horrific catastrophe. On March 11, 2011, a colossal catastrophe hit the shores of Japan's Pacific coast and destroyed everything in its wake. The alarming calamity was an intense tsunami that had ruined everything associated with it. The fences, cars, buses, trees, and even the houses were demolished by this gigantic wave. It was reported that an underlying earthquake generated this tsunami. This tsunami had a wave height of almost 40 meters in the Aiwei Prefecture. This deadly sight is an alarming sight of how vicious nature can be. Researchers concluded that an almost 2,000-kilometer stretch of Japan's Pacific coast was impacted by the tsunami. Water giraffe turtles. Imagine an eccentric world where animals like water giraffes and turtles come to life. Absurd, isn't it? However, it's no longer an imagination, as these creatures do exist. This video shows a peculiar sight of a water giraffe turtle, also known as a long-necked turtle. They got their name giraffe turtles due to their long, slender neck that moves and extends like a giraffe's neck, helping the creature to swim freely in the pond and breathe through the water's surface. This cute animal looks animated due to its wide open eyes and funny face. Some might find it scary and dangerous, but these reptiles are so cute and adorable, straight out of Gumball's land. A hybrid between a horse and an elephant. On our bucket list, there's another strange creature that I'm sure most of you haven't heard about at all. Imagine an animal that's like a mix between a horse and an elephant, but with its unique charm. That's a tapir for you. The thick woods and grasslands of Southeast Asia, Central America, and South America are home to these fantastic creatures. In this video, a man can be seen tickling this amiable creature, making it laugh to its fullest. You can surely hear those cute little laughing snores this tapir is making. Being giant in magnitude, these animals have calm and composed attitudes, and they seem to love human company. So next time someone asks you about indigenous animals, remember to mention water giraffe turtles and these walking fossil tapirs. Lion in a circus. I'm sure all of you have seen Madagascar, the movie where Alex the lion used to perform different stunts in a zoo to gain the attention of its spectators. A similar kind of video is circulating over the internet, where a lion stunned many observers with its cunning and vicious move. The video began with a crowd hovering around a fenced cage in vast fields. Within the fence boundary, a big lion was walking around a giant pole. Looking further into the video, it seemed like a massive piece of meat was tied on the bar to make the lion climb up the wooden pole to snatch its feast and simultaneously entertain its spectator. Guys, guess what? This trick worked. The lion climbed over the pole, tore apart the whole chunk of meat, and came down swiftly while gaining all the applause from its spectators. Global warming. Have you heard of the standard paradigm, all glitters is not gold? This clause holds an in-depth meaning and can be applied to nature and its breathtaking sights, which can sometimes take vicious turns. A spectacular sight surrounded by tall glaciers, snowy spikes covered with thick frost, almost unimaginable for such vast blocks of glistening ice to melt away in a few minutes. A similar set of events was captured by some tourists when a massive block of sky-high glaciers started to melt. In a case inspired by global warming, thanks to all factories and climate-ruining policies, vast chunks of pointed ice were seen melting away. And its tiny pieces were falling down with so much velocity that they started to hit the people nearby. It is a truly fascinating sight sacrificed by our poor climate change policies. Cryptic Owlman? At first, in the eerie pitch-black night amidst the looming mountains deep within a cave, an unsettling figure emerged. The chilling darkness filled with haunting echoes sent shivers down the spine of the man recording the video. Then, in the inky depths, he spied something concealed beneath the jagged rocks. It was no ordinary creature. It bore an uncanny resemblance to an owl, but it had a human face. A shocking revelation indeed. This enigmatic being, a cryptic paranormal entity, had two human eyes and an owl-like face, with an owl-like nose while its lips remained hidden. Its origins were a mystery, and its purpose even more so. It seemed as if it were a native dweller of this desolate cave, a creature so surreal and eerie. Silently it observed the man, its gaze fixated, unwavering, as if aware of his presence, instilling a sense of foreboding in the man. What could this mysterious, otherworldly being be doing here? Questions swirled in the man's mind as he continued to capture this uncanny encounter on camera, a disturbing enigma in the heart of the desolate mountainous darkness. Black Witch. Let's picture a dark abandoned house in which the camera captured a chilling and mysterious sight. Amidst the pitch-black night, a flashlight beam revealed a cryptic figure. possibly a witch. This eerie being had impossibly thin, stick-like legs and similarly twig-like hands. Its appearance was reminiscent of a woolen doll, with thread-like hair and a black woolen body. What made it truly unsettling was the fact that it hung in the air, slowly descending as if defying gravity. This wasn't any ordinary toy. It was a creepy supernatural presence lurking in the shadows of the house. As the camera rolled, it appeared that other paranormal entities were also at play, working to make the atmosphere even more unsettling and frightening. The mystery surrounding this strange occurrence remained unsolved, leaving us with many questions and a lingering sense of dread. It's still unknown what these entities were and what they were doing in that eerie, sealed house, adding to the overall sense of unease in the dark, haunted setting. A Bigfoot? Deep within the dark, mysterious forest at night, a trail camera recorded something truly strange. A massive, pitch-black figure emerged. Some suggest it might be the elusive Bigfoot. This colossal and dark entity moved swiftly, sending shivers down the spine of anyone watching. Its enormous form seemed like a nightmare come to life, and the air quivered with fear as it darted through the underbrush. Its purpose remained a mystery. Was it seeking safety or something else in the sinister woods? The camera, like a sentinel in the eerie darkness, captured glimpses of this creature, a true mystery that defies logic. It served as a reminder that Bigfoot's secrets endure in the shadowy forest, shrouded in darkness. The mysterious creature. The camera captured a rare and puzzling sight. It was a scene in the dense forest. The recording unveiled a creature unlike any seen before. It stood hiding behind the sturdy trunk of a tree, shrouded in an air of mystery. This enigmatic being, though resembling a bird, held an eerie quality that defied the norms of nature. The creature's appearance was far from ordinary. It was not looking like a normal creature or being. Its countenance bore a haunting visage with deep abyssal eyes and a face akin to that of a skeletal figure with no hairs on its head. Its presence invoked a sense of unease, a riddle that left all who beheld it in a state of wonder and doubt. This is a peculiar or unknown nature that had never been seen before, an unfamiliar species to all who roamed the woods. Its existence sparked suspicion and doubt, prompting questions that popped in the minds of those who encountered the footage. It represented a grand enigma, seemed very unfamiliar, leaving observers captivated by its mysterious allure. The woods held their secrets close, guarding this extraordinary creature, ensuring that its true nature remained a tantalizing puzzle for all. Zombie moose. In the heart of the rugged mountains, a camera captured a strange yet puzzling scene. Two moose, unlike any ordinary ones, traversed a small grassy expanse with an unhurried grace. Their presence held an air of mystery, their movements a dance of secrets, the grand horns expansive as a dinner plate, sprawled in every direction, adding to their cryptic vibe. Also, a growth of skin hanging from the neck. It is other than normal. It grew very large. These moose were no common sight. They moved in a way that defied the usual, a rhythmic mystery that left no easy answers. Their large, distilled horns protruded like ancient artifacts, carrying an aura of curiosity. As the recording unfolded, one couldn't help but wonder about the depths of their existence. What secrets lie within these haunting creatures? They were a puzzle waiting to be unraveled, a mystery that had remained unsolved for all who came across them. In that mountainous realm, they stood as sentinels of the unknown, leaving behind a mark of curiosity. A spectator from another world. On a dark and gloomy night, brimmed with uninviting voices that sounded like a cacophony of despair and sorrows, the camera trailed over a tapestry of the unusual wilderness of a forest, capturing the stillness of the landscape that veils over the entire jungle, painting it as a realm of obscured creatures. As the camera shifted its focus to capture the isolated vastness of the forest, a conjuring set of events took place. It got struck by an unnatural spectator, peeking from a distance. This uninviting creature appeared like a grim reaper draped in all white, gawking at the camera lens in all its satanic and ghostly enigma. This bone-chilling experience becomes even more vicious as the camera pans a bit closer to capture the horrors of that enigmatic creature. The porcelain face of that horrid creature remains expressionless as it moves with an uncanny subtle motion, adding gloominess to the phantasmic atmosphere, defying the laws of nature while questioning our faiths and beliefs about the mysterious world between the alive and the dead. This satanic and ghastly scene was a spine-tingling experience enough to baffle anyone out of its wits. A mystic forest serpent. Imagine strolling in a spooky forest laden with sky-climbing trees that had lost all their vibrancy and luster to a densely packed fog. The fog veils over the jungle, blocking every ray of hope and life, a preferred place for gruesome creatures. Shifting this paradigm to the real world, the camera caught a webbed appearance of trees twisted by a colossal rope that seemed to have spikes of green and yellow hues. The spiraled rope is of varied length, conjuring the forest into an inescapable maze. To our astonishment, as soon as the camera started focusing across the string, it slithered in subtle movements, slowly twisting the trees around its whole length. Amidst the rattling sounds and gloominess, the camera lens keeps paving its way across the sides of this gigantic rope, only to get struck by a humongous snake, a serpentine creature almost 20 feet long, swallowing the life out of these trees. This mystic creature had a skull-like head with a vast hollowness in its eyes, sharp-pointed teeth unlike any other anacondas ever captured on camera, and seemed all ready to devour its prey in a single gulp, leaving no traces behind. A cow moose? The camera captured a rare and mysterious scene. It was recorded in the mountains. This cryptic creature was moving on a plain road in the quiet heart of the mountains. A peculiar tale unfolded before the camera's watchful gaze. Its steps, measured on a plain road, entered the frame, shrouded in secrecy. No one in the land had glimpsed its form prior, a true enigma of nature. This elusive being, a cow moose, bore the telltale signs of a female carrying a dignified hump on her broad shoulder, an emblem of feminine strength. Below her chin, a curious flap of skin hung, a unique touch in this mysterious mosaic. It actually seemed like it was a female moose because it had a large hump on its shoulder. It was actually a physical appearance of a female body. It also had a flap of skin beneath the chin. It had brain worms. This species is a slender roundworm commonly found in the brain cavity. This thread-like worm can be found in spaces and veins surrounding the brain. It had a brain moose that was actually thread-like worms surrounded in veins or brain. It was moving here and there and vibrating in a very cryptid manner. Mysterious wolverine. In Norway, on a snowy evening, the ground was all covered in white. The wind blew strong, making the scene both beautiful and chilling. But what caught the eye was a mysterious and puzzling sight. A wolverine, a type of wolf, attacking a reindeer in a haunting and fierce manner. There was a fierce struggle between them. The wolverine relentlessly went after the reindeer, while the reindeer fought desperately for its life. Reindeer are usually found in North America and were domesticated in Europe. The wolverine had a tight grip around the reindeer's throat, making it hard for the reindeer to breathe. Two other reindeer rushed over, but they couldn't save their companion from the relentless wolverine. It was a deep mystery unfolding in the snowy landscapes of Norway, a wild clash between two creatures, one fighting for survival, the other driven by its primal instincts. The snowy setting added an eerie backdrop to this fierce struggle, making it a scene both eerie and unsettling. Epic grizzly. In a wide open road, something extraordinary unfolded before the camera lens. Two massive grizzly bears engaged in a peculiar and intense struggle. Their roars echoed loudly, filling the air with tension. These bears exhibited a curious and enigmatic behavior. They wrestled with a strange sort of determination, using their paws to push and shove. It left everyone wondering about their motives and the cause of their disagreement. Suddenly, their fight became more severe. They were folded into each other and immersed in fighting in a haunted way. They were looking very furious, and the air was filled by truly enigmatic and held uneasiness. The footage captured a truly remarkable event, yet the nature of their conflict remained shrouded in mystery, a puzzle waiting to be unrevealed. It was a deep mystery what they were wanting and saying, and what was the reason for this haunted fight. Forest encounter. The camera uploaded something mysterious and different. It was a very rare sight that happened. The lady was sleeping in a van. She woke up very early in the morning and also at midnight. Here is the big reason why she was woken up very early in the morning. Someone knocked her van. She woke up with fear. She asked how I can help you, but no one answered. There was no response. But also here's footprints of someone. This was repeated 3 times that she heard the footprints of someone.
Yeah, somebody was just here again 3 times now. The 3rd time I looked out, they were walking on foot.
It was a very scary and spine-chilling scene. The lady in the van said that he was hiding behind the tree and went to the car again and again in the next morning. She came out of the car and she saw a footprint of a big man. It was printed on snow. It was looking very mysterious and cryptic. This was a deep and great mystery that was on the outside of the van. Is it being a paranormal creature or being or something else? The air was filled with truly enigma and fear, and this mystery remains unrevealed still.
Somebody's back here again. I hear footprints.
Hello? How can I help you?
Paranormal entity. One night in a very dark room, a young boy lay fast asleep in his bed. He had wrapped a warm blanket around himself. He was in a very deep sleep. In that room, there was a window covered with curtains. These curtains were gently moving in the air. The air was filled with true enigma and fear. All of a sudden, the boy's blanket was swiftly pulled away. The camera captured something strange. There, outside the window beside his bed, stood a lady dressed in white. Her long hair fell over her face, hiding it. She was looking right at the sleeping boy. It was a scene that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who saw it, a moment filled with true mystery and fear. This mysterious figure, this woman in white, remained a puzzle. No one knew where she came from or why she was there. The room was filled with an eerie atmosphere, a feeling of something beyond the ordinary. It was really a paranormal creature. The secret of this haunting event is still unknown, leaving us all with a lingering sense of unease. It was also not found out what happened to the boy next. It was still a puzzle, and this put all the people in curiosity and suspense. Ripples of terror. The video begins with a calming sight surrounded by lustrous trees in the background and a breathable atmosphere. The camera is focused on a small pond with foliage and greenery around its rim, making it a spectacular sight to witness. But who knows that this tranquility will bring a series of peculiar and gruesome events. By diving more into the video, a man is seen lunging big strokes with a long stick in the pond, creating giant unruly ripples disturbing the serenity of the atmosphere. These massive waves and the provocative sound concerned the underlying creature. In no time, a rowdy reptile, a savage eater, plunged out of the small pond in all its wrath and anger. Witnessing this hapless crocodile creeping with lightning and devouring speed had left the spectator terrified and amused at the same time. It is seen in the video that the massive predator was ready to dismember its prey with its deadly death rolls if there was not any fencing around the pond. The video provides us with a testimony to the savage and gruesome nature of an unruly crocodile.
That is crazy.
A demonic ritual. Wandering through the perilous trails of an abandoned forest during one of the darkest nights of the century, the camera stumbled upon a demonic ritual surrounded by unholy creatures. The night of terror was filled with excessive panting of the lost traveler because he had accidentally witnessed a satanic ritual. As soon as the video plunges word, the camera zooms over a huge satanic figure with giant horns, his bloodied eyes gawking hideously over the poor traveler, who seemed to have disrupted the unholy gathering. This nerve-wracking scene can be felt in heavy gasping. Within seconds, the sinister being started looking at the invader. A sudden darkness prevailed, and the ritual vanished into a thin air. The demonic Satan with his unholy worshippers gathered over him like a lurking shadow of death and despair. The camera seems to shift briskly to portray the traveler's attempt to escape his death. At the same time, the lens zoomed over the anguished cries of the pilgrim, which were drowned out by Satan's and his witch's wicked laughter, their sinister echoes resounding through the night as they seized their victim. A bulldog versus mountain lion. In the wild bewilderment of a daunting mountain, a trail camera is seen recording a predator ruthlessly dismembering its prey on a tranquil and gloomy night. Still, to its dismay, another savage predator is gawking over the same game. The video began with a wild lion devouring his prey like a hungry beast. The paradigm shifted swiftly when a bulldog wandered over the same perilous trails. Sniffing through the tracks, the bulldog sauntered through the meaty scent. While the camera focused on the bulldog, unaware of the imminent danger, it continues its exploration, its tail wagging in a display of canine confidence. Little did it know that it was being watched, stalked by a force of nature far superior in strength and cunning. Those eyes were fixed on the bulldog like a lurking shadow of death, waiting to plunder over the poor dog who tried to invade its territory. In a few seconds, the mountain lion was seen lunging over the bulldog in a relatively swift but noiseless movement. Due to the ambiguity of the video, it was hard to decide whether the bulldog escaped this ferocious and sudden attack or became the mountain lion's next prey. Haunted departmental store. In the dead of night, when every being seemed to be sleeping under the dense cloak of night, the security camera caught a set of mystic events, daunting and formidable to any human eye. The unblinking eye of a department store security camera caught unusual movements that occurred late at night. The stillness of the air, the heaviness of the place, and the enigmatic negative energy that was about to be radiated could all be felt through the camera. As the video plunged forward, a red-colored trolley peeked from nowhere. The trolley can be seen moving around with no being to push it, turn it, or control it to move through the thin and congested lanes of the department store. The trolley was seen to be moving at a languid pace, as if the supernatural being that was carrying it didn't want to leave any traces behind of its existence. The eerie creature managed to cloak his physical appearance, but the uncanny movements were captured. The scene's ambiguity left many loopholes and questioned the validity of this mysterious presence. Horror in the forest. As the sun's final rays painted the sky in eerie reds, a forest lay shrouded in darkness, a spooky place. A courageous cameraman entered this obscurity, hunting for secrets only the bravest would pursue. The wind whispered unsettling stories as the camera's lens focused, turning the world into a nightmare. An eerie figure appeared from the darkness, resembling the legendary Bigfoot. Its massive, pitch-black form moved with an unsettling grace, defying natural laws. The cameraman's hand shook as the creature's monstrous presence sent chills down his spine. A sense of dread blanketed the forest like a veil over the departed. This monstrous being radiated malevolence, drawing energy from fear itself. Its eyes, lacking humanity, pierced the souls of those who witnessed its horrifying performance. The camera continued to roll, capturing each heart-pounding moment. The creature's deliberate and menacing movements defied explanation. Was it a guardian of unspeakable evil, or did it foretell impending doom? The once lively forest fell into an eerie silence, as if nature itself recoiled from the abomination that prowled its depths.
Oh my god. Finally, you see that?
The cameraman's encounter left him frozen with fear, unable to grasp the nightmarish reality he had seen. The creature's purpose remained a mystery, hidden in impenetrable darkness. The video served as proof of the unspeakable horror lurking within the forest, reminding us that some secrets are best left alone. In the end, all that remained was a haunting image, a puzzle that continued to haunt the dreams of those who dared to peer into the forest's abyss at sunset, where the line between the natural and the supernatural blended into an endless realm of dread. The mysterious coyote. In the quiet mountains where the snow blanketed the ground, a camera captured a sight that was beyond rare. It was something never seen before, a mysterious creature in an uncommon moment. Instead of its usual hunting and roaming, this coyote was doing something unusual. It was perched high in a tree, nibbling on berries. This was a truly strange scene. Everyone who saw it was left wide-eyed and puzzled. Coyotes aren't known for tree-climbing antics. After all, this particular one seemed different, like it held a secret. The mystery of this peculiar coyote remains unsolved, leaving everyone curious and eager for answers. How did it manage to ascend the tree? That's the question on everyone's mind. It was a very infrequent scene that happened here in this clip. The image of this enigmatic coyote has sparked a lot of interest and wonder. People are eager to understand this mysterious behavior, hoping it might reveal something new and fascinating about these creatures we thought we knew so well. The snow-covered mountains seem to hold more secrets than we ever imagined. Creepy humanoid. The camera recorded a mysterious and eerie sight. This clip was captured by the home's CCTV footage. This mysterious creature that was recorded in the camera moved like a crab across the road, walking on 4 bent legs. Its figure was so spooky and suspicious. It's unclear what this creature was. It was looking really mysterious and rare sight. Some people say that it was a mutant dog. Some people say it was a creepy alien. It was a scene that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who saw it. A moment filled with true mystery and fear. Whereas some people firmly believe that this was a ghoul. A ghoul is basically a demon-like being or monstrous humanoid that was originated in the pre-Islamic Arabian religion and modern fiction. The word ghoul is usually describing a certain kind of undead humanoid monster that consumes human flesh. Sounds pretty horrific and terrifying. But this is a very creepy mystery. What it was giving spines to the camera operator and people around it. But it was not revealed the secret of this cryptic eerie creature yet, leaving us all with a lingering sense of unease. Cryptic figure. The camera captured something mysterious and cryptic. It was a rare scene that never happened before. On a dark night, the family was coming from the outside, then they saw a shadow-like creature on their top window. The family was scared and frightened by this creature's presence. It was looking very spooky. In an instant, this creepy shadow-like creature or being comes on the bottom window of the house. It was a very horrified and terrified scene that gave spine to the family members. It was not an ordinary or a normal man. It was a paranormal creature that has been hiding in the house for many years. The family was saying that it was a present in the house for many years. It was a very spine-chilling scene that had also frightened the viewers. It was a deep, great mystery that the camera had captured here that was still unknown what was happening next to the family. Is this creature still living in that house or not? It was not found yet and everyone is suspicious of it. Some people think that it was living in his home till today, but it's still a puzzle. Mysterious room. The camera captured something spooky and mysterious. It was a very unnatural and unreal scene. On a dark night, a woman was sleeping on her bed. The woman was in a blanket. She was the only one at home. In a clip, a woman who had a long day decided to take a nap. Suddenly, her bedroom's door opens as if pushed by an invisible supernatural force. It looked like a very mysterious and uncanny scene. This cryptic scene was recorded in the home security camera that gives spine to all viewers and operators, and it put all the family members in fear and doubt. Anyhow, a very peculiar act happened when the door was opened by some supernatural forces. Her blanket was swiftly pulled away. The air was filled with true enigma and fear. The girl wakes up with fear quickly, and horrified by this act, she turns on the light, but the light was blinking. It's getting on and off instantly. This was a very terrifying, spine-chilling scene. That makes everyone petrified. It was a deep mystery that was still unknown or puzzling. It was not found out what happened to the woman next. It put all the people in curiosity and deep suspense. Mysterious golem-like creature sighted. Deep in a quiet, far-off forest, a video appeared mysteriously. It revealed something so puzzling that it left people baffled, making them ponder like echoes in a cave. On a sunny day, a strange creature emerged from the distance, hidden by the lush trees. It moved in an odd, otherworldly way, almost like a character from the Lord of the Rings named Gollum. This sight blurred the line between reality and fantasy, as if the video's creator had drawn inspiration from a world beyond our own. In this unusual scene, with sunlight casting its golden glow through leaves, the mysterious being unfolded. Its movements were both smooth and disjointed, like a dreamy wisp. Questions flooded the minds of those who watched. Where did this creature come from? It felt like it had been plucked from the pages of a fairy tale. This enigmatic phenomenon left behind a cloud of mystery, a riddle etched deep into our thoughts. It dared us to step into the realm of the unknown, pushing the limits of what we believe. In the heart of the forest, this mystery lingered, a moment frozen in time, waiting for those brave enough to uncover its secrets. Paranormal nightmare unfolds. Late at night, in a creepy, dimly lit house, something strange happened. A man was sleeping peacefully, but then he heard weird noises that woke him up. He felt scared and quickly grabbed his flashlight. He shined the light around it, trying to figure out where the noises were coming from. Suddenly, the room's heavy door slowly creaked open from the corner. It didn't look like a person had done it. It was more like some invisible evil power.
Yo!
Fear took over and he rushed out of the room, stumbling into the dark hallway. The only light was from his shaky flashlight. Terrifying footsteps echoed up the stairs, getting closer and more eerie. In a panic, he ran to another room and woke up his friend.
Bro. Are you hearing this? I think there's someone in the fucking attic.
He told the whole scary story in hushed, trembling words. His friend's eyes filled with horror as they both realized they were not alone in this terrifying nightmare. No normal explanation could make sense of what was happening. They clung to each other, terrified and unable to understand who or what was behind these dreadful events. The night held its dark secrets, trapping them in a world of fear, and the truly horrifying was just beginning. Mysterious market meat eater. In a busy market, something very strange happened that left everyone puzzled and a bit scared. There was a girl, and at first glance, she seemed like any other shopper going about her business in the midst of people doing their daily shopping. But then things took a bizarre turn. Amid the hustle and bustle of the market, this girl suddenly made her way to the meat section. There, she grabbed a packet of raw meat and tore it open with her hands. People nearby were shocked and couldn't believe their eyes as she started eating the raw meat. It was a horrifying sight. She devoured the meat as if she had a never-ending hunger, almost like she craved blood. Her expression was strange, and it felt like she had become something otherworldly, something not quite human. The onlookers were frozen in a mix of fear and curiosity. This wasn't just breaking social norms. It was like she had crossed into a realm of darkness that was beyond understanding. People began to wonder if she was some kind of supernatural being, straddling the line between the living and the dead. The mystery only deepened as time passed. Who was this girl, and what drove her to do this disturbing act? Whispers and stories started circulating about her, making her seem like a creature from another world. But the truth remained hidden, a puzzle that no one could solve right there in the bewildering market. Even now, the memory of that strange incident haunts that community. It serves as a chilling reminder that the line between the everyday and the unexplainable can be surprisingly thin. The mystery of the girl who ate raw meat, her reasons, and who she really was, continues to baffle and frighten. leaving a lasting mark on the history of the unexplained. Dark Forest Nightmare Unveiled. As the sun disappeared, the camera captured something bone-chilling. Two friends strolled through the darkening forest, unaware of the terrors that lay ahead. The woods were now shrouded in darkness, concealing eerie secrets. Their footsteps, seemingly gentle, hinted at an impending storm. The crickets' chirping filled the air, but it felt like a warning of doom. Then the unthinkable occurred. A monstrous and unnatural creature emerged from the heart of the forest. This colossal, malevolent being was as dark as the night, moving with an eerie grace among the ancient trees. Its features were hidden in an aura of malevolence, sending shivers down the spines of the two friends. Panic overcame them, and their trembling hands struggled to capture the horrifying sight. The air grew cold, thick with an unsettling tension as the creature cast a sinister shadow. It defied the laws of nature, a grotesque anomaly in our world. It was a mystery, a horrifying distortion of reality that made the forest itself seem terrifying. In those terrifying moments, the two friends were on the brink of unimaginable terror. Their trembling hands recorded a scene of fear that would haunt their dreams. The footage became proof of the unspeakable horrors that can emerge when our world and the abyss collide. Nightwalkers, haunting enigma. In the dark of the night, something truly terrifying appeared in front of a camera, sending shivers down the spine. It was an eerie figure wandering through the empty streets, and it looked like a nightmarish riddle. This strange being had two legs, a twisted body, and a head, but it had no arms. Its movements were eerie and unnatural, making it more unsettling than anything you'd encounter in a nightmare. People had started calling these bizarre creatures nightwalkers. They were creatures of mystery, hovering between being harmless specters and malicious demons. No one could say for sure what their intentions were, and that uncertainty bred fear. Fear spread like a contagious disease among those who caught a glimpse of these unholy figures. With each passing night, their numbers seemed to grow like a dark and dreadful epidemic. The atmosphere became heavy with anxiety, as if the very night had birthed these dreadful apparitions. The origin of these nightwalkers were concealed in obscurity, as if they emerged from a sinister abyss hidden from human understanding. Nobody could decipher their purpose, assuming they even had one. They remained shrouded in a veil of impenetrable malevolence. The unrelenting camera, acting as an unwavering witness, captured the panic that had engulfed a world thrust into chaos by these strange and unknown entities. Whatever these nightwalkers were, and whatever sinister motives they concealed, they remained a riddle that only promised terror and despair to those who dared to face their cursed presence. The chilling mystery of their existence loomed large, casting an everlasting shadow over the already frightened hearts of humanity. The Ghost of Hampton's Court Palace. During long and gloomy winters, a video surfaced over the internet that sent chills down the spine of their viewers. A ghastly set of events was witnessed in one of the historical places of Hampton. A hostile creature was caught on one of the CCTV cameras of Hampton's Court Palace. The camera recorded the rare view of the place in all its gloomiest glory during the coldest winter nights in the USA. The significant historical door can be seen in the footage, surrounded by dilapidated walls and windows. As the video moves forward, a formidable creature is seen at the door. This mystic creature had a lean figure, like a skeleton draped in a white cloth that extended from the end of its face and fell to its feet. Its face was blurred, almost a vague shadow of two eyes gawking through the doors. The mystic yet daunting creature is seen opening the doors of the court palace and then closing them in a relatively swift shift of events. The camera captured a horrendous sight that was enough to keep tourists from visiting such a splendid historical site. The bewildered fox. Imagine a predator getting afraid of its dismantled and dismembered prey, an appalling sight. Such a series of events was seen on a trail camera installed in perilous forests amidst the homes of obscured creatures. As the video began, a lonely fox was seen wandering through the forest, a rare event as foxes hunt with their leash. The fox was witnessed moving quietly and stealthily over a pile of dismantled animal corpses. The heap of dismembered flesh seemed to be a leftover of some other predator who didn't enjoy its prey and left it for other envious predators. The fox quietly sniffed the meat and lunged over the skeleton to nibble the flesh. Still, the lifeless structure made some uninviting movements due to its withered body. The fox felt a sudden thrust that baffled him out of his wits. It tried getting a bite of flesh, but those forceful thrusts were enough to keep it away from the slaughtered animal. The movement seemed unnatural, as if the fox had seen some supernatural force pulling the flesh for itself, or it could be a strong gust of wind. The tailless fox. In the extreme vastness of a thick forest, home to many mystic phantoms, a trail camera was set to record the unnatural and daunting set of events. The footage revealed strange movements by a peculiar predator. An uninviting scene of wilderness surrounded by tranquility and enigmatic abandonment was captured. The tall trees laden with twigs and bushes looked gloomier than usual, as if it were a realm of some unwelcoming creature, a door to an unseen world of hostile creatures hungry for worldly beings. In the video, a peculiar creature was seen popping from nowhere in sight, with big, bright, beaming eyes wandering here and there for its prey. The creature looked like a fox, with no tail and a very abnormal facial structure. Unlike the quiet and stealthy nature of the skulk of foxes, this creature was hopping and jumping quickly in search of its prey. The animal remained for a few minutes and escaped from the frame. Witnessing such a creature can be spooky for some people. In contrast for others, it raised a question about some other species of fox, or a fox without a tail due to some unfortunate events. However, nature is mystic and enigmatic. Mysterious bridge specter horror. In the middle of the night, a really scary video showed something unimaginably horrifying. In this video, there were some people walking along a desolate road, surrounded by a deep pitch-black darkness that seemed to engulf them completely. As they continued down this eerie path, an unsettling feeling of fear started to creep over them. Suddenly, something terrifying emerged, as if summoned from the deepest depths of despair. It was a tall, ghostly figure dressed in white, standing precariously on the edge of an old, crumbling bridge. Its presence felt like a warning of impending disaster. Those who saw it were overwhelmed by panic and rushed towards the mysterious figure. Driven by an instinct to help, their frantic cries cut through the silence of the night. But they couldn't reach in time. With a grim determination, the figure leaped from the edge of the bridge, falling into the abyss below. However, the truly chilling part was what happened next. Inexplicably, the ghostly figure didn't crash into the dark waters as you might expect. Instead, it vanished into the impenetrable darkness, leaving those who had witnessed this strange event utterly bewildered. They scoured the area, their hearts pounding with fear, but there was no sign of the figure. This unsettling incident left everyone with more questions than answers. What was that eerie creature? Why was it on the bridge? What dark purpose drove it to the edge of oblivion? Fear held them in its grip, like a thick, suffocated fog, sending shivers down their spines. Reality seemed to have unraveled into an unsolvable mystery, blurring the line between the world we know and the world of the supernatural. The secrets of that nightmarish encounter would forever remain hidden in the depths of the unknown, leaving everyone with a chilling riddle that defied explanation. Mysterious appearance of deer. In a quiet, everyday world where normal and extraordinary blend, a camera witnessed something strange. This happened on a peaceful day under the constant gaze of the sun, as if the world itself was keeping secrets. A man set out on a drive in his familiar car, unaware of the odd events that were about to shroud his reality. His car moved through the sunny spots of the day, heading to a calm park where nature usually held sway. Feeling inspired by the beauty around him, he aimed to capture a simple scene: 2 deer standing amidst the park's greenery. He pressed the camera's button, trying to capture the moment, but when he looked through the lens, a shiver ran down his spine. The 2 deer were no longer alone. A 3rd deer had appeared, seemingly out of thin air like a whisper from the unknown. The mystery grew deeper. The new deer looked normal, but its presence was eerie. It was like an ordinary deer, but felt otherworldly, a strange occurrence in the natural order. It stood there beside the regular deer, yet it existed in a way that defied what's normal. In that instant, the man's understanding of reality shattered, and confusion enveloped him. How could a deer just like the others appear without explanation? Where had it come from? And what world did it belong to? These questions were like puzzles, with no clear answers hidden in the strange picture. The camera didn't just capture a moment, it captured a puzzle that would stay with the man. It was a blend of the normal and the supernatural, where the riddle of the sudden appearance of the third deer remained unsolved, its ghostly presence lingering in the realm of the unexplained. Bears chalked off by a French bulldog. In a quiet house during a sunny midday, a camera captured a scene that felt extraordinary. Shadows moved mysteriously across the room, hiding their secrets, as sunlight peeked through the curtains, creating an intriguing atmosphere. At the heart of this mysterious setting was Jules, a small French bulldog weighing only 20 pounds. He might have seemed too tiny to face a challenge, but Jules had a bravery that went beyond his size. On this day, he would show remarkable courage. Outside, there were strange visitors near the house. Massive bears, formidable and curious, loitered with an air of uncertainty. The world held its breath as the fearless bulldog confronted these intimidating intruders. Jules, although small in the grand scheme of things, didn't hesitate to protect his territory with an intensity that defied logic. With each step he took, Jules barked with a resounding authority, his fearless spirit echoing through the air. His small stature didn't matter when faced with the large bears. It was as though an ancient warrior spirit flowed within him, urging him onward. The camera captured every determined move, every fearless bark, and every glance that seemed to challenge the very essence of nature. In these moments, the line between the ordinary and the extraordinary blurred. A small dog, unwavering in the face of danger, stood as the guardian of his domain. Jules' remarkable act of bravery became a part of history, leaving an enduring mark on the story of a mysterious day. The scene, unfolding in broad daylight, remained an enigma to those who witnessed it, a testament to the deep and impenetrable mysteries of courage, resilience, and the bond between humans and animals. Creepy anaconda. The camera captured a mysterious and menacing scene. It was a spooky scene that made the viewers and operators anxious. It was recorded in a muddy stream, where large and massive anaconda appear. It was very petrifying and had black cryptic smears on its skin. In that muddy stream, there was also a boy that was captured by this creepy anaconda. The anaconda had wrapped itself tightly around a boy. It wanted to prick the boy. It was a very dangerous and wild type of the snake. Anyhow, the anaconda muffled hard around the boy. The boy was very frightened and anxious by this anaconda. He grappled to save his life. The other man helped him and was able to get him free. He freed the boy from lethal end. The boy got away from the anaconda. The anaconda set him free. The boy was only escaped by the struggle of the valiant man, otherwise the anaconda had done to kill the boy. It was a deep mystery that happened. The air was filled with true enigma and paradox. This dangerous anaconda was looking very threatening. Forest nightmares. Imagine going for an exhilarating camping venture only for it to turn into an agonizing picture of horror and fright. A petrifying video surfaced over the internet that baffled the wits out of hikers and mountain climbers. In the video, a 4.5-foot tall white camping tent can be seen deep in the woods, surrounded by sky-high trees and densely packed darkness. The campers claimed to have experienced dreadful voices and relentless events since the beginning. To put their curiosity to ease, they set up a trail camera across the tent to have a broader picture of the surroundings. The voices continue to mumble throughout the night, putting the hikers in deep discomfort and suffering. Still, when they speculated about the trail camera recordings, they were enthralled by the unconventional sights caught by the camera lens. In the footage, while zooming deep in the woods, a pair of dazzling eyes can be seen staring in the direction of the camp and slowly making their way towards it. After a few seconds, a giant statue appeared beside the base camp, covered in a dense black cloak, giving a blurred image of deep and intense shadow lurking in all its enigmatic presence. This enthralling video evidence was enough to torment those who have seen it, calling into question the thin veil that divides the phantom world from the living domain. Terror behind closed doors. The video began with a trail of horrific and disturbing events that sent shockwaves through the California neighborhood. It was a night of terror for the retired police officer Christina Paul, living in an otherwise serene zone of the Californian district. An eccentric woman with a contorted face can be seen brutally banging on the door, attempting to break into the house. Initially, the woman yelled for help, but her attention was soon brought to light when she forcefully tore apart the front shield of the window pane. This enthralling act of disgust and burglary baffled the retired police officer out of her wits. She ran towards her pistol and pointed it at the alleged intruder. This revolting encounter forced the owner to threaten and scream at the insane intruder to protect her and her children from this formidable woman. She had also called the emergency helpline so a legal course of action could be taken against this grumpy and hallucinated woman. The officer described this whole situation as a zombie apocalypse where she was fighting for her life. Soon the police arrived and caught the culprit, only to discover that she was a drug abuser and a primary school teacher. The next day, an even more peculiar event took place. The intruder's father introduced the retired officer at her doorstep, forcing her to call the police again. This unsettling experience was a sharp reminder of the delicate border between sanity and insanity, leaving the neighborhood in a state of solemn introspection. Mystical dinosaur. The camera caught something very mysterious and rare. It was recorded in deep woods where a boy was exploring woods somewhere in Florida. Suddenly, he heard a peculiar and distinct noise. He ran to see what was there and to investigate the matter. The alleged dinosaur was running toward the cave. He appears for the little time, then he moved to the cave. It was a very mystical little creature, had a long skinny tail, seemed like a little dinosaur. The camera had clearly recorded the little raptor sneaking into the cave. Some people were seriously divided over the sighting. Many people seemed this creature were being a hoax, while some people said that scientists recreate the DNA of the raptor dinosaur. It was a still deep, unrevealed mystery, which is not found yet. It was not clear what this creature was. Is this really a little dinosaur or not? It was not found. Its presence made everyone uneasy. It is still secret or hidden. Mesquite coyotes. Imagine waking up to the intense barking of your dog in the middle of the night, only to encounter an eerie set of events, enough to keep you out of sleep for days. A similar phenomenon was recorded by a couple when they heard the dreadful howling of their otherwise friendly dog. The couple rushed towards the backyard where their dog was barking in the woods. The couple glanced towards the abandoned woods that were daunting to look at with their torchlights. To their surprise, 2 pairs of dazzling eyes were seen glaring at them.
There's a bunch of them. What are they? They're blinking, y'all.
There's lights out there.
Initially, they thought the woods were inhabited by coyotes, and those eyes shining through pitch black darkness were of coyotes. But there was more to this mystique encounter. Those vicious eyes looked nothing like coyotes. They were daunting, spooky, and frightful. This spine-chilling incident raised questions about the disconcerting nature of abandoned forests that could be home to abnormal creatures.
Coyotes?
I don't know, but they're
yeah, those are coyotes.
Burglar caught on camera. A shocking video has emerged online that shows a brazen burglar who sneaks into the backyard of a house and he tries to break into a car parked there. The video has gone viral and sparked outrage among the viewers. The video was captured by a CCTV camera installed in the backyard of the house. The video shows the burglar, who is wearing a beanie hat and has long hair, entering the backyard through a gate. He looks around cautiously, as if checking for any signs of movement or noise. He then walks towards a black car that belongs to the family living in the house. He takes out a flashlight from his pocket and shines it on the car windows. Apparently looking for anything valuable inside. He also tries to open the car doors, but they seem to be locked. However, his attempt to loot the car is cut short when he suddenly gets scared by something and runs away from the scene. It's not clear what spooked him, but some viewers have speculated that he might have heard a dog barking or seen someone approaching from inside the house. The owner of the house said that he was asleep when the incident happened and only found out about it when he checked his CCTV footage. He said that he was shocked and angry to see the burglar invading his property and trying to steal his car. He also said that he reported the incident to the police and hoped that they would catch the culprit soon. Jersey Devil. In the darkness of the night, something mysterious happened, caught on camera. It was so dark that you couldn't see much. Trees looked like dark shapes and the sky was also very dark. Out of nowhere, a strange creature appeared. It was not like any normal animal. It seemed to come from a different world. This eerie and spooky creature flew up into the dark sky. It had 2 big wings and 4 scary legs, and was a mix of different creatures, sort of like the Jersey Devil. No one knew if this was just a Halloween prank or if it was something real and mysterious. People couldn't even guess because the truth was hidden, and it was full of secrets. As it went higher into the sky, it left behind a creepy feeling, like a ghostly shadow over the land. The world felt uncertain because of this strange thing, and its secrets were a mystery. We didn't know what it was or why it was there. It was like a puzzle hidden in the darkness, a mystery that would stay with those who were curious and brave. A giant ogre. In this vague video of a dense forest, a rare mystic creature can be seen sauntering through a shallow river toward its edge and disappearing deep into the woods. An eerie creature that has always been a staple of spooky stories was recorded live by an observer, wandering in an amble manner towards its hiding. It all began when a curious spectator witnessed a peculiar sight deep in the woods. Curiosity caught the better of him, and he plunged out his camera to save this unconventional moment as historical evidence. The video captured an eerie creature claimed by the observer as the Bigfoot. However, the creature looked nothing like the Bigfoot. The beast seemed hairless with a standard height, wearing a conspicuous figure over its body. Upon close observation, it looked like it was wearing some colored clothing or a swimsuit. Its feet, the notoriously famous giant feet that made it the Bigfoot, were plunged into the river. Hence, this video cannot provide a solid testimony to the creature's existence. However, it can keep people wondering about its worldly presence. Cryptic chimpanzees. The camera had recorded a mysterious and rare sight. It was recorded on a grassy land. This scene was very peculiar and uncanny. The camera had noticed the appearance of a chimpanzee. It was not a normal or ordinary chimpanzee. It was hairless. The air held an atmosphere of mystery and uncertainty. This peculiar creature or being was looking very cryptic, other than a normal one. It was very skinny. No hairs were present on its body. It sucked up to eating bananas. There were also many other chimpanzees here, but this chimpanzee was looking unusual and cryptic. Between them, the air was filled up with true enigma and mystery. The question is explode that is this a metaphysical creature or being, or this peculiar chimpanzee had desperate disease? It was a great deep mystery that the camera recorded. It is not still found or revealed yet. This mythical being makes everyone fascinated. It stands as a profound enigma, a great and deep mystery that lingers in the mind of those who witnessed it. a hiker's encounter with a faceless man. The video began in full daylight under a soothing sun, with a dog howling loudly and intensely in the middle of a hiking trail in the woods. The hiker can be seen lost amid these agonizing voices, pondering the peculiar behavior of its generally pleasant dog. Upon further diving deep into the video, a strange encounter was caught on the camera, making it even more mystique and vicious. An eerie creature appeared from nowhere and suddenly disappeared into a thin ear. The ominous creature was slenderly tall, faceless with no visible crevices, curves, or texture, draped in an all-white hue, meandering in front of the dog, and then swiftly vanishing through the woods in its own realm. Due to a high perception of the lurking danger, the dog could locate and gawk at the spirit. Meanwhile, the hiker started recording his ghastly surroundings. To his astonishment, the camera's unblinking eye recorded a blurred, decrepit, and ghostly figure sauntering through the woods. This ominous and spine-chilling incident left a trail of unsettling questions about the mystique realm of eerie creatures and their presence in the real world. Mysterious dogman in the woods. Imagine that on one sunny day, a strange event happened in a deep hidden forest. The air was strangely quiet, except for the constant sounds of insects, making the whole scene even more mysterious. The camera moved through the thick trees, showing that there were no people around in this desolate place. The forest kept its secrets well hidden, making it a complete mystery. And then, out of nowhere, something bizarre appeared. A huge, terrifying creature stood among the tall trees, part human and part dog. Its dark, midnight black fur made it look incredibly scary. This creature was both fascinating and frightening, like something from a nightmare. Its eyes were deep and intense, staring right at the camera. It felt like those dark eyes could see into your very soul, as if they held ancient forest secrets long forgotten by people. What this strange creature was doing in the forest and why it was there remained a big mystery. The forest was like a puzzle, where it was hard to tell what was real and what wasn't. The dogman, this unexplainable creature, continued to watch silently. It left everyone wondering and guessing. In the deep dark woods, a sinister presence remained, a puzzle that needed solving but was too scary to approach. Irresolute deer. The camera had recorded something very mysterious and cryptic. It was a very peculiar or strange scene. This scene was recorded in woods where the two deer were statues. There was another alive heart-real deer. It came near that of a statue deer. It judged that deer that was a statue. It laid over the deer. It was thinking that it was a real deer, so it makes interacting with it. It lays on the back of the deer and starts sniffing its neck. It was continuing this work. Suddenly, the statue deer neck was broken. It was desperate from it. Then this deer knew that it was not a real one. It was just a statue. So it moved away from there. It was a great deep mystery how the deer considered this statue real. Cryptic clowns. The camera captured a very mysterious and rare scene. It was a very peculiar moment on a desperate road when police were trooping on the road in their car. This scene was caught by a camera that was placed on a dashboard. The police officer's camera recorded something very strange. The camera recorded the appearance of the two cryptic clowns. They had slightest movement. They were looking very spooky and creepy. They were very rare in reality. They were not found much. So it was a very spooky scene of these clowns. They were looking very peculiar. One of the police officers came outside from the car. He pointed those clowns to go away from here. He pointed them with anger, with no fear.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
Those two clowns are moving away from there in a very cryptic manner. They are moving slowly and slightly. It was a very unusual and uncanny way of their moving. They are looking very odd and cryptic. It was a great mystery that the police officer's camera had recorded. It was not found yet that they were real clowns of two men were where the clown's costume was not found still. Aliens UFO. The camera captured something very mysterious and rare. It was very peculiar. This scene was recorded on a desperate road. No one was here. Some people were hiding, watching, and recording this mystical scene. In this scene, people recorded that an alien UFO was landing over the Earth. The air felt weird, full of questions. It gave off a spooky feeling. However, in movies and books, we often see aliens in their UFOs, but this video suggested they might be real. It was a big puzzle. Were they really aliens? This is still a big mystery people are trying to figure out. This video brought up a lot of curious things. Anyhow, the people that were hiding saw a UFO landing on the road. It gave off a spooky feeling. It was like a scary story. It was a deep, great mystery that the camera had captured. It's all very exciting and confusing. Sky Angel. In the stillness of the sky, the camera captured a sight beyond imagination, a mysterious being never seen before. Like an ethereal angel, it possessed long luminescent feathers that unfurled across the heavens. With a graceful movement, the creature released some of its radiant plumes. This enigmatic being appears at a staggering height, a silent sentinel in the boundless firmament. When it stirred, its feathers ignited in a mesmerizing display, casting an otherworldly glow upon its surroundings. The air hummed with a sense of wonder and contradiction, as if reality itself held its breath in awe of this celestial anomaly. Though unfamiliar to our world's lexicon, the camera's lens captured the essence of this rare and wondrous entity, suspended high above in the tapestry of the unknown. It was a vision that defied explanation, a dance of mystery and light in the vast expanse of the sky. The Curse of the Mountain. Imagine venturing through a beautiful mountainous region with your faithful canine companion, only to get haunted by an ominous, grotesque ogre. The video began with a man recording the breathtaking view of the mighty mountains draped in thick, white, lustrous snow. Delighted by the serenity of the surroundings, the man noticed his dog performing bizarre movements and actually frantically. He started focusing on his dog, racing towards the woods as if it had seen something unconventional and strange. Within a few minutes, it can be seen that the dog bolted back towards his owner frenziedly as if he had a horrific encounter with unnatural things. The man zoomed back into the woods, and to his astonishment, there was a giant shadow deep in the woods staring right at the same warm-blooded human recording his mighty figure in snow-cold weather. This nerve-wracking sight forced the man to gear back to his home and never return. But to his dismay, the giant black creature followed him like a curse. The man caught the ominous creature lurking over his doorstep, as if the scent of his warm blood had fascinated the deepest urges of that eerie creature, leaving the man in utter distress. Mysterious creature on sea. As the sun set, the camera caught something super mysterious. There was this figure on a quiet pier moving in a way that just left us all puzzled. It looked kind of human with strange, almost ghostly beige skin. But then when we zoomed in, whoa, it had a long snake-like tail, like something out of those old sea legends, you know? The sea right there seemed to know something we didn't. People started wondering, was it a real-life merman? The guy version of the mermaid? With those weird gills on the sides of its head, it sure looked like it belonged to the water. Our camera gets closer, but just as we thought we might find out the truth, poof, it disappeared into the sea, leaving us with more questions than answers. Some say it's a merman, while others think it's a new sea creature, just a rare thing. Whatever it is, it's one of those mysteries that keeps us guessing, and maybe that's okay. Mystery with little girl. The camera caught something mysterious and eerie. This eerie scene gives spines to all the operators and viewers. In a spooky room, a little girl was sleeping on a bed. No one else was in the room. She was alone in the room. Suddenly, a peculiar scene happened, which gave spines to everyone. The little girl that was sleeping was dragged out of bed. She was herself dragging from the bed. She was screaming loudly, "Daddy! Daddy!" No one came here. This supernatural force dragged it away from the room. There was another room in front of this girl's room. This mystical force pulled into that room. It was a very spooky scene. The air was truly filled with deep enigma and fear. It was a deep mystery. The question bursted in every mind that what it was. Is it something really paranormal or something else? This was a very mystical and irresolute scene which is not revealed yet. A wild boar. In a field, there was a strange and rare sight caught on camera. It was a peculiar creature, a wild boar, also known as a wild pig. This creature looked very odd and creepy. It resembled a pig but had a mysterious aura about it. Among the tall trees, possibly eucalyptus, it roamed the cornfield, searching for corn to eat. The wild boar was on a mission, sniffing the ground to detect the scent of the tasty corn. Its appearance was not like any regular pig. It had an eerie quality, making it seem otherworldly. This creature's actions were a puzzle, as it was unclear why it was in the field and what drew it to the corn. Overall, the scene captured on camera was both fascinating and unsettling. The mysterious creature's presence in the cornfield amidst the towering trees added to the intrigue. It left viewers wondering about the secrets this unusual being held. A mysterious unknown creature. Late one dark night, a curious event unfolded before the camera's lens. It captured a creature peculiar and rare in appearance, crossing a desolate road. At first glance, it resembled a dog or perhaps something entirely different. Yet when the operators zoomed in for a closer look, it became evident that this was no ordinary. This enigmatic being moved swiftly, its legs contorting strangely with each stride, almost taking on a humanoid form. The pace at which it moved was unnaturally rapid, sending chills down the spines of those who observed it. This unknown entity exuded an eerie aura, far from the comfort of normalcy. The air held an atmosphere of mystery and uncertainty. Even now, its true nature remains a puzzle, a riddle unsolved. Some have even suggested it might be of a paranormal origin. It stands as a profound enigma, a great and deep mystery that lingers in the minds of those who witnessed it. The true identity of this creature, swift and unsettling, remains a mystery yet to be unraveled. Ghostly visitor. The camera was something rare and mysterious. It was a peculiar act that happened. This video was sourced from the home security camera, and the homeowner reviewed it due to the recent robbery in which his bag was stolen from his car in this clip. A house was situated across the street. Suddenly, a white light materializes in front of the main door of the neighboring house. After some time, a shadowy figure emerges on the sidewalk across the street. It was actually a thief. Then we see a white materialize coming from the right side of a frame. This proceeds to the car. However, as the thief starts his escape, the enigmatic shadowy figure from across the street leaps into action, chasing after the criminal or thief. It's as though the spectral hero that had been waiting for the criminal. And decided to take the matters into their own ethereal hands. This was a deep, gaping mystery of this unknown creature. If every ghost could transform into such vigilant protectors, there might be no burglaries or robberies. Creepy beach encounter unveiled. In the darkness of the night, something very strange happened. A camera was recording, and it saw two friends having a good time on the beach. They were laughing and enjoying themselves, not knowing that something creepy was about to happen. Suddenly, out of the pitch-black shadows, a weird and scary creature appeared. This creature had a thin body with long legs, like something from a nightmare. Its appearance was so strange and eerie that it made everyone who saw it feel terrified. The two friends, once carefree, were now filled with fear. They could sense something was terribly wrong. The beach, usually a peaceful place, had turned into a scene of horror. It was as if a dark cloud of fear had descended upon them. The creature remained a complete mystery. No one knew what it was or why it had come to that beach on that eerie night. Its presence defied explanation, and it felt like something from a horror story. The camera captured all this, preserving the chilling encounter for all to see. The video was a haunting reminder of the unknown terrors that can lurk in the night, just beyond our understanding. It left everyone who watched it with a lingering sense of dread, as if the darkness held secrets too terrible to comprehend. Dark Night of Horror. On a terrifying night, a creepy video emerged, sending shivers down the spines of those who dared to watch. Darkness ruled, making reason disappear. The moon hid behind spooky clouds, casting eerie shadows everywhere. In a play area shrouded in mystery, an unknown figure, gloves concealing their identity, plunged the surroundings into a stifling blackness. The world seemed to cower in fear as the lights vanished. From the mire, a ghastly hand emerged, a sinister sign of impending horror. Out of the darkness came nightmarish creatures, twisted, sinister gestures with menacing expressions. They held wicked tools gleaming with evil intent. Their laughter was a nightmare symphony, echoing through the silence, setting the stage for their grotesque act. The purpose of these terrifying beings remained a puzzle, hidden in the heart of this surreal theater. They were bearers of an undefined dread, orchestrating a terrifying dance that defied understanding. Nobody could grasp their sinister motives, but the malevolence in the air made the scene a never-ending nightmare, a chilling memory etched into the soul. This video offers a glimpse into a realm of horror beyond our comprehension. It raises unsettling questions, each more sinister than the last. It's a testament to the darkness lurking just out of sight, a darkness that, once witnessed, cannot be forgotten. It calls to us from the world of nightmares, urging us to confront the unknown regardless of the cost. Mysterious alien caterpillar enigma. Deep in the mysterious dark woods, a strange and puzzling sight unfolded before those who dared to venture into the shadows. A video showed a creature that didn't make any sense in the natural world. It moved strangely like a caterpillar from another planet, but its appearance was just plain weird.
Or what should we do with him? He's like a...
This creature had a long caterpillar-like body, but on top of it was like a human face. People watching the video had mixed reactions. Some thought it was cute, maybe trying to make sense of the strange sight. Others, though, were terrified, calling it an abomination, a blend of two worlds that should never have met.
I think he's gonna like turn into a butterfly because he looks like a caterpillar.
As it slithered through the underbrush, the creature's human-like base made unsettling expressions. It looked like it was in a constant state of longing, with its mouth wide open, making eerie noises like a crying baby. Those sounds were eerie like a strange lullaby from some other realm. The oddity didn't stop with its face. When the video showed its appendages, they had 5 fingers, just like humans, but instead of the regular 2 hands, it had 6, and they moved oddly, adding another layer of mystery to the creature. This mysterious being, cloaked in mystery, left everyone puzzled. No one could figure out where it came from or what its purpose might be. It didn't fit into any known category, and it left all who saw it in deep wonder. In the vast and inexplicable tapestry of existence, it was a single enigmatic thread, inviting the curious and the brave to uncover its secrets. forever surrounded by an aura of captivating mystery. Spooky orcas. In a dark, deep ocean, a group of friends went on a boat trip, not knowing what secrets lurked below. Under the spooky moonlight, things got scary when a huge creature named orcas emerged, and a camera captured such a sight. Orcas was a massive sea monster with evil eyes, and it terrified everyone. They couldn't move, frozen in fear as Oscar circled their boat. Amidst the chaos, a scared seal jumped onto their boat. People argued about whether the seal was a bad sign or innocent. Orca's huge shadow loomed, lit by the moon, and their screams filled the night.
He's playing with the seal, he's playing with the seal. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
They were left with scary memories, shaking with fear. Suddenly, orcas vanished back into the deep ocean, and survivors wondered if it was truly gone or hiding in a darker place. Impala's combat. Imagine a sight that was shrouded in mystery, as if nature itself had unveiled an enigmatic spectacle. Amidst the tranquil woods, a peculiar conflict unfolded, a battle of antlered contenders vying for the favor of a single female. Strange, is it not? The very essence of the forest seemed to hold its breath, captivated by this unearthly occurrence. The lens of a camera unveiled the cryptic encounter, exposing two majestic deer locked in a fierce engagement. Their impressive antlers, usually a symbol of grace, were now wielded as weapons in a dance of dominance. The recording showed a mesmerizing entanglement, as if the very branches of the trees were testifying to the primeval contest. Legend whispered that these duels were the dance of life itself, a ritual of selection where the victor claimed the privilege of passing on their lineage. This truth, though unusual to human eyes, wove a thread of continuity through generations, ensuring the strongest and most resilient descendants would continue the ancient cycle. Amidst this eerie harmony, a paradox emerged. Gentle combat, each adversary keenly aware of the limits of their struggle. The clash appeared savage, yet beneath the surface lay an understanding, an agreement not to extinguish but to refine, not to kill but to thrive. In this inexplicable theater of nature, a strange equilibrium reigned, sparking wonderment and an insatiable curiosity in the minds of those who dared to observe. Bear's Mirror Dance. In a quiet forest where the sun peeked through the leaves, something funny and unusual happened. It was daytime and the forest was alive with birds singing and leaves rustling. Right in the middle of this green world, there was a chubby black bear. He stood on his back legs, looking quite silly. Around the bear, there were lots of bushes and tall trees, their branches reaching high into the sky. But what caught everyone's attention was a big mirror placed right there in the woods, like it didn't belong. The bear saw his own reflection in the mirror and thought it was another bear. He wasn't happy about this intruder in his forest, so he decided to have a fight in a playful way. It was adorable to watch. The bear would swat at the mirror and it made a soft sound. He even growled, thinking he'd met his forest twin. Then things got even more amusing. He started bouncing back and forth like they were having a funny dance battle. He'd nudge the mirror and do it again and again. This whole situation makes you wonder why the mirror was there. Did someone put it there to tease the bear? Or maybe it was for studying animals. We can't be sure, but what we do know is that nature can surprise us in the most delightful ways. The camera caught a glimpse of the wild that turned a regular black bear into a charming entertainer. It reminds us of the joy and mystery in the natural world. This funny and unique moment where nature and humans cross paths is something we won't forget. Mysterious lizard like Costa Rica. On a sunny day in a quiet place, something strange happened. A camera took a picture of a creature that was very weird. It looked like a lizard, but it was much bigger and not like any lizard we know. Its skin was shiny and covered in scales that sparkled in the sunlight. But what really puzzled everyone was how it moved.
Whoa.
It was super fast, way faster than any animal should be. It moved in a way that didn't make sense, like it was defying the rules of how things should move. Watching it left people feeling amazed and confused. Even stranger, there was another creature just like it. They moved together as if they were connected in some mysterious way. It was like they were twins, or maybe something even stranger. People called them Costa Rica, a name that didn't make much sense but added to the mystery. The locals talked about these creatures quietly, as if they were afraid to say too much. They wondered if the creatures were guarding a secret place or if they came from a different world. But the truth was hidden, and no one really knew where these creatures came from or why they were there. This strange event reminds us that there are still many things we don't understand about our world. Even on the brightest days, there are mysteries that make us curious and eager to explore the unknown. Lizard Man Mystery Unsolved. In South Carolina's dark swamps, a strange secret hides. A video came out, and South Carolina's leaders gave a mysterious warning. This made people really scared. They talked about the Lizard Man, a weird creature.
So you had an encounter with this creature when
it was some kind of lizard man.
Late at night, a man drove all alone down a lonely road. Suddenly, something huge fell from the sky and crashed onto his car. It looked like a giant lizard, but much scarier. This scared the man a lot. In a different story, a brave person went deep into the woods. There, he saw a creature like no other. It was a mix of a big crocodile and a scary lizard. People called it Lizard Man, but they didn't really know what it was. These strange stories left everyone puzzled. What were these creatures in South Carolina? Some called them lizard men, but no one really knew. The mystery was deep, and people's imaginations ran wild. The video made it clear that there's more to the world than we understand. In South Carolina's dark swamps, strange things may be hiding. The Lizard Man's mystery will always be a part of South Carolina's stories, a riddle that can't be solved. The Limping Doe. A heart-yearning incident was caught on a trail camera, a possible event of human ignorance and vicious hunting activities. A peculiar-looking deer was captured on a trail camera walking through the woods unfashionably. Upon proper investigation, the deer seemed limping on its 3 legs. Its 4th leg was missing, making it hard for the poor creature to walk appropriately. The hikers stated this anomaly was some accident in the woods rather than a genetic defect. It seemed like the poor deer had its legs stuck in some electrical fence or vicious trap. As we plunged deeper into the video, the trail camera tracked through its daily hustles and difficulties. Moreover, the camera captured the peculiar behavior of its fellow deer. They were seen acting weirdly towards the 3-legged doe. As soon as she tried to come close to its troops, they moved apart, making her feel the odd one out. This behavior is quite natural to expect from wildlife. They don't adapt to unusual circumstances, let alone accept the limping. Wild tornado.
Yeah, it is. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're gonna get it. Get on the other side of that tree. Yeah.
Nature's not always been blissful to mankind. It has its monstrous and vicious side too, which is enough to topple the land it rumbles. A similar incident was recorded by 2 friends when they found themselves stranded in a heavy thunderstorm. 2 friends embarked on a bumpy journey through a dense forest on a 4-wheeler. They kept recording throughout their venture just to capture the beautiful sight of the hilly area. However, not soon enough, they found themselves lost amidst the sudden drizzling. The light drizzles turned into heavy rainfall in no time. Bounded by the heavy rain, a peculiar sight caught their attention and added more to their worry. A gust of wind was seen twisting with a heavy thrust, forcing tall trees to move with its rhythm. The fundamental element of surprise struck hard in our faces when that wind turned into a dangerous-looking tornado, tearing down everything that came in its way. In this video, we could see the hikers terrified over the vicious destruction caused by the persisting tornado.
Just destroyed something.
The tornado, however, wasn't densely colored like the usual ones. It was pretty transparent, giving the appearance of a ghost tornado wrecking the trees and houses. This terrifying scene would genuinely be a nerve-wracking sight for both friends.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! What is that? Oh no!
Foam on streets. Sometimes a little malfunction in the operating systems can turn into a big disaster. However, in this video, a unique sight was witnessed by the residents of Santa Clara, California. It was reported that the streets of Santa Clara were flooded by unique white snow that had foamy texture and dissolved upon touching. Quite an absurd-looking sight, isn't it? It must be heaven for children. However, on proper investigations, it was found that there was a fault in the fire alarm system of a nearby factory, which resulted in vast amounts of foam coming out of the factory floors. The local police reported that the snowy foam was waist-line thick, but it would soon disappear from the streets due to its dissolving nature. This accident would have been dangerous if it hadn't been for the fire alarm. Imagine if hazardous chemicals and factory waste would have made their way to the residential streets. It would have been dangerous for the locals, as these factory wastes contain harmful toxic contents. But thankfully, the roads of Santa Clara were lucky enough not to witness such a horrible sight. Dog's mysterious arrival. Imagine filming the final moments of a car race on a sound and quiet night. Filled with only intense drifting sounds, and suddenly, a new domain transports a dog in the middle of the racetrack. It is pretty absurd and strange, isn't it? In this video, a man recorded 2 cars in all their glory, and sparks drifting at full speed toward the alleged final line. The air is filled with excitement and the loud noises from their power engines. But as soon as the camera shifts its angle towards the other side, a dog comes out of nowhere. The spectator defined it as a teleportation scene from some science fiction movie. To testify the validity of this scene, the man slowed down the video, focusing right on the dog. The dog suddenly appeared in the picture after one of the cars and ran across the road in the rush of events. It was indeed a peculiar sight. However, it couldn't be called teleportation or coming out of some other realm because it would be some trick of an AI. Unexpected predator victor. In a deadly encounter between a rattlesnake and a bobcat, who'd you choose if you were asked to bet on one? The venomous rattlesnake is known for its lethal and poisonous venom, but sometimes nature works contrary to our popular belief. A trail camera was set up by a bunch of hikers to record the mysterious wildlife of the dense forest. But little did they know that they would be witnessing the deadliest encounters of all time. In the video, a wild bobcat is roaming aimlessly through the dense forest, but those cautious eyes catch something mysterious slithering over a fallen log. The rattling sounds persuaded the cat to have a bite of this strange creature, and at the same time, the rattlesnake aimed at a big chunk of the meal. Within a few minutes, the battle started between the deadliest snake on Earth and a rather humble creature, a wild bobcat. Results are anticipated to favor the rattlesnake. But guys, one shouldn't take these cute creatures as polite and innocent. To our astonishment, the cat grabbed the snake by its sharp paws and attacked directly on its neck, giving it multiple blows in the same area to make its attack fatal. In no time, the snake surrendered and the cat was seen carrying the lifeless snake toward its hiding, proving that never take your cute cats as naive and poor little fellas. These can snap their target in the blink of an eye. Ghostly woods fire. Have you ever seen a jester playing with fire and pulling off lethal yet spectacular stunts? He amazes us with his beautiful and peculiar patterns, sometimes unimaginable tricks with fire, leaving his spectators in utter shock. Mother Nature can pull even greater stunts and the deadliest of tricks, unbelievable and unthinkable to the human eye, enough to make us jump out of our seats and wonder over the enigmatic nature of our worldly domain. Our natural world can sometimes act strangely sufficient to be called a mysterious realm. One such incident caught our attention when, deep in the forests of Portugal, a spectator captured some ghostly flames making strange waves and patterns amidst the burning forest. It seemed these flames were dancing over some rhythmic beat, hallucinating and inviting the wildlife into its trap, and then encroaching gradually over the entire woods. These unique swirls and blazes were enough to force the spectator to capture this strange sight. The atmosphere appeared as a demonic ritual, a devil's den, and a satanic cauldron. However, this occurrence serves as a reminder of nature's unpredictable forces, asking us to respect and protect our environment. Bear versus pigs battle. In a daring and surprising set of events, a wild intruder is seen speaking to the newly shifted members of the neighborhood. The enormous black bear sniffed across the forest and quietly walked towards the pig's cage. At first, the bear was seen taking the measurements of the cell, gauging the efforts required to climb this cage. And when it was satisfied with its plan of attack, it made its first attempt. The pig seemed oblivious to the whole situation, as no squeaking sounds were heard. However, after a few tries when it was about to jump into the den, the pig shrieked at the bear in a deadly manner, which forced him to get out of their habitat at once. The cunning and hungry bear didn't lose hope and kept trying for another invasion. This time, it didn't let the pig get the better of him and jumped straight into the cage, attacking the pig. However, to its astonishment, the pig wasn't alone. Another vicious-looking pig aimed directly at the bear and rushed toward him in an attacking manner. This forced the bear to jump out of their cage and never disturb them again. It's a reminder of the fantastic ways animals can band together to protect themselves and their territory. Indonesian ghost. Imagine enjoying your vacation in Indonesia, and one day you wake up to strange noises of people outside your hotel. Upon further looking into the situation, you catch yourself looking at an eerie-looking creature gradually walking past the mountainous region. One such incident was recorded by the spectators in a mountainous area of Indonesia. The video began with confused spectators staring at a hilly landscape surrounded by trees. Still, as we look more closely towards the hilly terrain, we'll look at a strange shadow. This substantial black shadow appeared from nowhere in the hilly area. This peculiar sight made the viewers mesmerized as everyone was busy capturing this mysterious scene. The colossal shadow had a visible form and structure with distinct limbs. Many speculated the shadow was the infamous Bigfoot, but the blurred figure wasn't enough to call it the Bigfoot. Within a few minutes, the creature disappeared into thin air, as if it escaped through some mystique door into the realm of the unknown. This event raised many questions about the peculiar nature of our world, and some spectators frowned upon this incident, calling it a publicity stunt. Diving bell spiders. Unraveling the marvels of our worldly domain in this video, we're going to witness the weirdest type of spider ever to inhabit Earth. The specialty of these spiders lies in their unusual habitat. These spiders are not land dwellers. Instead, they survive in an aquatic habitat. These strange spiders can live up to 24 hours underwater. Isn't it fascinating? They have this ciliated hair over their abdomen to trap air bubbles over the water's surface, thus enabling them to breathe underwater. Another peculiar feature that sets them apart from normal spiders is their ability to create elaborate underwater homes, resembling silvery bubbles by collecting air and making silk out of it. Attached to submerged plants, these silken chambers act as both homes and nurseries for their offspring. These 8-legged creatures have exceptional preying abilities even underwater. They dwell upon small insects and aquatic animals to feed their needs. In short, these aquatic spiders serve as shining examples of nature's brilliant adaptations, illuminating the diversity of life and the wonders of evolution in the rich fabric of the animal kingdom. Alien settlement. Do you believe in aliens? If not, this video will surely make you question your decisions and force you to think about the inexplicable vastness of the oceans. As per evidence, most of the ocean is unexplored due to its vastness and immense depth. Hence, many deep-sea species are yet to be discovered. In this video, a sea explorer caught some intriguing scenes from underwater scenery that appeared strange to the average human eye. The sea diver caught clear footage of some alien-colored green colonies inhabiting the surface of the vast sea. These colonies looked like sea sponges, but they appeared to be less dense and airier, giving an outlook of an alien-like settlement. There's a possibility that these colonies might be of some new species of sea sponges, unknown to humans until now, or they can be some weird type of seaweed inhabiting the sea land. The video takes an unfamiliar route, leaving the viewers to decide about these underwater colonies. Do you guys think it's an alien settlement, or is it just some boring seaweed that turns strange green due to the severe pollution in our seas? A strange figure at the bottom of the sea. Diving deep into the vast and enigmatic depths of our oceans, an enthralling video surfaced over the internet that raised my questions about the horrifying encounters one might expect at the bottom of the sea. In this video, the deep-sea divers found a holy thing in the depths of the sea. This sacred thing was nothing but the statue of Jesus Christ wearing a cross symbol. The strange thing about this statue was its presence at the very depth of the sea. This could either be a part of some shipwreckage that might have fallen prey to the deadliest waves of the ocean, or some luggage ship dropped in on its voyage. Upon further speculations by marine biologists and archaeologists, it was confirmed that this statue trails down to 1956. It was built by a couple in loving memory of their dear son. However, over time, it plunged into the water, becoming a tourist destination for many deep-sea divers. It was a very creepy sight, especially in the vastness of the sea brimmed with deadly creatures. A giant salamander. Giant salamanders look like a hybrid between a fish and a reptile, but contrary to common beliefs, they are giant amphibians dwelling in an aquatic habitat. In similar events, a pretty unusual video was circulating on the internet, making headlines as a strange phenomenon was captured in it. The footage began with the dull sight of a river surrounded by tall trees. A man shot the video through a phone camera as a man with a large stick can be felt in the rear view. As the man starts focusing on the edge of the river, a distinct image can be seen forming at the bank of the river. The creature had only its head peeking through the river, while the rest of the body was thought to be submerged in the river. Its head was huge, giving the appearance of a giant salamander. Moreover, the massive head was covered in mud, and only a pair of eyes could be seen glaring at the spectator. The man tried to disturb it with his giant stick, and after a few blows, it dived back into the river, leaving us all in great misery. Now the question arises whether this creature was a giant salamander or an undiscovered species that had finally made its appearance. Do let us know in the comments. Unexplained shadows. The video describes an enigmatic incident that was caught on a dash cam in Maine, USA. Driving at night, Chef Cook had a terrifying incident when he saw a shadowy black person cross the road in front of his vehicle. This mysterious figure may be racing across the street in the unsettling video footage. There are several cemeteries near the vicinity of the encounter site, and there is conjecture that paranormal activity and these spirits are related. The video doesn't, however, offer conclusive proof to support this. The identity of the creature or figure that crossed the road still leaves many people wondering. The video also highlights comparable occurrences in other locations, such as the multiple ghostly Bearing Point Cemetery in Salem, Massachusetts, and the Colonial Park Cemetery in Savannah, Georgia, where witnesses have reported seeing odd, shadowy creatures. These reports of strange sightings and unexpected encounters heighten the mystery and interest in the paranormal and unexplained realms. A wild run chase. Wild forests have always been a hub of peculiar and deadliest encounters, ranging from lethal battles between strange animals to running chases down. One such unbelievable hunt scene was caught on a trail camera mounted on the tall trees of central Alberta, Canada. The video began with a breathtaking sight of a hilly forest surrounded by sky-high trees. Indeed, a tranquil-looking atmosphere. Amid this serenity, a band of beautiful horses was marching gradually through the woods. To witness these beautiful wild horses of Alberta is truly a lifetime experience. These luscious horses of all sizes were wandering freely in the vast forest. But guys, hold on to your chairs, as there's an element of surprise in this video. The video turned dark when far in the woods, a black grizzly bear could be seen following the band of horses. The Alberta horses were galloping towards their stable to protect themselves from this vicious bear. The camera recorded them from 2 different angles, and the bear seemed to be in a rage, sprinting blindly to the galloping of the horse. However, there is the tiniest bit of hope that the horses would have been saved by their shepherd, or they managed to escape into some hiding. Goatman. In the cryptic shadows of the Hyattsville branch, a chilling revelation unfurled. A sinister video emerged, exposing the ghastly presence of the Goatman, a malevolent entity whispered of in terrified hushed tones. Whispers of its origins reeked of malevolence, seeping through the veins of this forsaken place. The very soil tainted by the horrors that unfolded. The Goatman, they say, has an insatiable thirst for blood, a gluttonous predator not discriminating between the pulse of humans and the heartbeats of innocent animals. This creature, recorded by an ominous trail camera, struck a stark and unholy image upon the minds of those who dared to bear witness. Its visage, a grotesque hybrid, sported a face akin to a goat's. Eyes like soulless voids, and a body that resembled a mockery of humanity itself. Its presence emanated a petrifying aura, an eerie, unsettling force that clung to the very marrow of the bones. They spoke in hushed murmurs of its tactics, how it stalked with eerie precision, silently a wraith lurking in the shadows. Abruptly it would strike, rending the unsuspecting prey to shreds, leaving only sorrow and blood-soaked ground in its wake. Then, like a wisp of malevolence, it would retreat into the gnarled woods, a sinister specter biding its time, waiting for the next hapless victim. But what eldritch force had birthed this abomination? No one knew how the Goatman had slipped into the very fabric of the forest, or why it haunted this wretched place. A shroud of mystery clung to it, a sinister enigma, unfathomable and unsettling. It said that these who dared to unravel its origins were consumed by an inescapable darkness, their sanity forfeit to the inscrutable malevolence of the Goatman. The Hyattsville branch bore witness to a horror that defied reason, an unrelenting terror that refused to yield its secrets. The Goatman's mystery, a macabre riddle wrapped in shadows, remained unsolved, leaving the world to shudder in trepidation, forever haunted by the nightmare lurking within.